Greetings, Tiger fans, and welcome to another version of Hardin County High School. Tonight as the Hardin County Tigers are going to be hosting the across the river rivals, the Adamsville Cardinals, tonight. And boys and girls games on tap. Girls will tip off here in about 5 minutes, and the guys will follow shortly thereafter. So I hope you're ready for some really good basketball entertainment tonight. If you can't make it to the gym, be sure to stay with us here on K93. I'm Bill Sharp for Steve Carnell, and we are just proud as punch to be here tonight to broadcast these exciting basketball games. Like now, the Lady Tigers 1-4 on the season, looking to get a big victory tonight against somebody that they love to beat.
Yeah, this is a good game. It always is. These two teams hook up, the whole thing, throw the record books out, whatever. And, they've had years where the game has been so competitive and come down to the wire, and they're both winning a lot of basketball games, and they've had some games that are not so competitive. We've been really good, I guess, I'd say for the last 5-6 years or so. This year our record doesn't indicate how much improvement we've made since the first couple of games against Lawrence County and Tishomingo, but they've had 6 really good quarters out of the last 2 games that they played. Even though they lost both of those games, they played really well Tuesday night with a good Fayette Academy team in here, and really one girl had 35 out of their 50 points.
South Prairie win by 20, So.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be a good matchup. Of course, it's a rival game. Nobody wants to lose this one. They want bragging rights and all that stuff. Adamsville's 5-2. A couple of those wins are Hall of Fame Classic wins, games that we used to play in. We don't play them as much as we used to. And one of those wins were Carroll Academy. So the last 2 games they played, though, they've come up short. They got beat by McNary and then a team out of Mississippi. So they're looking to get back on the winning track as well.
Let's not forget that the Lady Tigers were hobbled with the loss of their senior playmaker and senior player that is the basis of this team, and that's Reese Harville. She'll be back on the floor again tonight. She played very well the night, scored 14, and almost pulled it out for the Lady Tigers against a very tough foe.
Yeah, and you could tell we had more confidence with Reese on the floor. You could tell that the girls knew that their leader was out there, somebody that they could trust, they could get the ball to, that was going to be in the right spot and kind of driving this team. But she's going to need some help. She can't do it by herself. And she's not a real big scorer, even though she can have nights where she can light it up. She's more of a defender and going to the basket. So they seem to be a lot better with her out there, and this team is a lot better with her out there as well. But before we go to break here in just a second, there's one thing I did want to mention. Jimmy Stroud, a long-time listener of ours, he loves Tiger sports. He listens to a lot of the ball games when he can't be here, and he's had a little medical issue. Well, not a little medical issue, a serious medical issue. I don't know where that's at this point. Try to get some clarity on where he was and how things were going. But anyway, we wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully they can find out his issue and get it taken care of, and he'll be back.
We certainly do. I've known Jimmy for 40 years, and he's always been a good friend, and we want to wish him the best and a full recovery very soon. Right now, one of the problems we've got is an issue with the clock. The gymnasium has locked itself up at like 7:05, and now they've got them off and resetting them to see if they could get it going. I don't know what we'll do if we can't get the clock underway. I guess I'll have to keep it on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. It was working just fine, and now Wes is over here trying to get it going. And we had also, too, read this morning, Skylar Gill got her 100th block in her career. She's now number 2 in the nation this year in block shots. I think number 5 player, maybe all, of all divisions of that whole division. But anyway, congratulations to her, and she's just a sophomore.
Outstanding. I posted that on our Facebook page today, and I hope you get an opportunity to check it out. It's Bill Sharp and Steve Carnell Facebook page, and it generally enhances all of the, or actually covers all of the things that the Lady Tigers and Tigers do during the season. So be sure to drop by that site if you get a chance.
Yes.
All right, I guess we're going to take a couple of minutes here to talk to our sponsors, and let's see if the technicians will come out of the woodwork here and get these clocks going, and then we'll get underway. So stay with us here on K93. Back after this. All right, the Lady Cardinals being introduced first. Kyla Sanders is followed by Katie Johnson, Cammie Adkins, Leah Owens, and Kayla Godwin. So those are the 5 starters for the Lady Cardinals, and the lights come down for the introduction of tonight's starters for the Hardin County High School Lady Tigers. Nice crowd on hand. Cell phone lights are out. This is always a show in itself, just between the 2 cheering sections. And the spotlight comes up. Clock problems seem to be under control. And Reese Harville will be the first one up as a starter. Bailey Gamble. And then Ashton Davis. Sort of a spoiler, it's the same starting 5. Yeah.
Well, there should be.
The tap is controlled by Davis and picked up in the backcourt. The Tigers will take it out with first possession, and they'll get it to Harville, head of the key. She goes on the right side, looks at the 3, decides not to. Instead, goes to Hardin at the head of the key. Now the barrier on the right side. Back over to the other side, driving, layup, put up, and no good by Gamble. And now it will be rebound Adamsville, and here they come. With it now is Johnson. Johnson lobs, and they go underneath trying to get it to Owens, I believe. And she is blasted underneath there. Leah Owens is going to be fouled. The foul is going to be on Harville, her first, game's first. And within the first minute, we've already gotten a personal foul on the board. I hope it's not going to be like that all night. First shot by Owens is up, and it's off, no good. Caught the front rim, bounced to the right. She'll go back for another. 7:26 left to go here in the first, and she missed them both. Rebound going to be taken down by Davis. High in the air, she brings it down. And the Tigers go to the other end, still tied at nothing. Harville stops, giving the 3, takes it, back rim. Fight for the rebound. Coming up with it is Godwin. She gets it out, and the Cardinals are back on the attack on their offensive end, which is the north end of the goal of the gymnasium, that is. Now there's a reach in by Harville and Hardin that's going to end up with a jump ball, which will mean it's Adamsville's ball, but a defensive victory for the Lady Tigers. Nice defensive play. Johnson takes the inbounds pass. She's headed to the right wing. Instead goes off now to Owens. Owens circles to the right side. Out on the corner now to Sanders. Back to Atkins. Atkins drives down the lane, pumps it up underneath. Shot underneath by Owens is no good. Rebound taken down by Gamble. Gamble over to Harville. Harville back out to Hardin.
She walked.
And she's going to stutter step at the head of the key and end up being leveled with a floor mistake. And they're going to give it to the Lady Cardinals in the back court. A minute and a half gone and nobody scored. So down the floor they get it to Owens on the left side. She'll go to the baseline and she's going to be bumped by Davis.
Well, it wasn't much of a bump. It looks like they're going to call it pretty close and pretty tight tonight. So 2 fouls on us real quick.
Inbounds, stopping, putting up an 8-foot jumper is Sanders. Rebound taken down by Davis, who's already got 3 rebounds tonight. And Tigers go down the floor. They
can't do that.
Harville tries to catch Gamble down on the baseline and overthrows it out of bounds. And the Cardinals take it out. Full court pressure being applied now. They get it to Atkins. Atkins across the timeline has it stolen away by Barrier. Barrier gets it right back, stolen away again, this time by Godwin. And then as Harville tries to chase it in the corner, loses it out of bounds. The Lady Cardinals will be taking it out. A little raggedy play going on right now. Oh, there's a steal by Davis on the inbounds. She had an open layup, but she dropped the dribble. Got it back now over and up, and scoring the first 2 points of the game tonight is Neely Barrier. As she gets the layup, but Davis gets credit for the steal. Now Owens tries to go underneath, and she sees Cammie Atkins going down to the baseline, throws it through her hands, out of bounds, but it was touched last by Tigers. By the Tigers, that is. Tigers in a 2-3 zone. Inbounds. Goes to Johnson. Johnson backs it up to the Tigers here. Cardinals in black tonight with red trim. Tigers in white with maroon, as you would expect. In a 2-3 zone right now. And here's a three-pointer off the left side. Up and good by Cammie Atkins. She gives the Cardinals the lead, 3-2. And we go to Barrier on the left, to Gamble on the right. Gamble for 3 off the back rim, no good. Rebound taken down by Owens. Owens over to Atkins. Back outside now to Sanders. Sanders hands it off to a circling Johnson. Now on the left side to Atkins, driving in and going up for the layup.
Gosh almighty.
Was Sanders, I believe. And now it's a whistle and the foul. It's going to be called on a Tiger, and that's going to be on Davis, her second.
Well, that's
first shot.
3 fouls on us, 3 very touchy fouls, too.
It's Kyla Atkins on the line. First shot is off, no good. Right now, Lady Cardinals lead by 1, and now by 2 as Sanders sinks the second free throw. 4:50 left to go in the first. 3-2 Cardinals. 4-2. There you go. Finally changed the scoreboard. Harville. Left side to Hardin. Half court pressure. They get it across now. A Barrier. She'll try the 3 off the left. Got it. Yes.
Well, she shot the ball on Tuesday night very well from 3-point. Got another one.
If they give her that shot all night, she's going to hurt them. Across the timeline come the Cardinals now. Tigers up by 1. Driving with it is Johnson. Johnson stops baseline, puts a jumper up, blocked by Callahan, who's checked into the game. Didn't see that one. And she'll get it out to Harville. Harville takes it down in the corner on the left side on the offensive end for the Tigers. Now back outside to Hardin for 3. Off, no good. Rebound taken down by Atkins. Atkins down to Johnson. Johnson in the lane, goes up for the shot. It's going to be off, no good, but a whistle and a foul is going to be called. And this one's going to be on Clara, I think. Yes, indeed. Clara Callahan gets her first personal foul. She's in the game giving Davis a rest, who's on the bench with two fouls.
You know, a lot of times in these rival games, they call it a lot closer than they normally would because they get chippy. But that was real touchy right there. Coach Kirk's a better person than I am. I've done had a fit on the sideline already.
Katie Johnson on the line has already missed 1 free throw. She'll get another. And she got it. So we're tied at 5 now. And Hardin will dribble down the floor. Dogged there by Atkins. Gets it on the left wing and then turns around and goes the other direction. Drives down the lane, has a shot at the glass. Got it, yes. She went on the left side, put up the left-hander. She nailed it. Then a whistle and a foul has been called. Foul is on Sanders, her first. And to the line, following that nifty bank shot, is Haley Hardin. And she hits the 3-point play. Nice work. Tigers lead is 3 now. Cardinals across the timeline, down in the corner. Get it to Godwin. Now outside to Johnson. Johnson drives in the paint, puts up a 4-foot bank shot, no good. Got her own rebound, and then shoves it back outside on the perimeter. So they'll get another shot at it this time. There's a pass inside. It's going to be stolen away, I think, by Gamble. Yes, it was, and it knocked out of bounds. And they're going to give it to Adamsville.
Well, the official was going to point this way, and then he changed his mind. And
I saw that double pump.
Yeah, he kind of just held his hand up,
Owens. Well, he was in enemy territory down there by our bench.
Yeah.
Anyway, driving down, and now a shot off the left side for 3 by Sanders is no good. Rebound. There's a pushing foul on the rebound against the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's over the back on number 3.
And that's going to be Atkins' first foul, the second team foul for the Cardinals. And the Tigers will take it out. No pressure this time. Hardin almost lost it. Recovered it quickly, and we're back in business. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Tigers lead 8-5. Here's a pass over now to Barrier. Barrier goes down the lane. He's going to try to go up for that bank shot, but she is fouled, I believe, beforehand. No, they're just saying it's batted out of bounds. The official turned as if he was going to throw up some numbers there and didn't do it. Just to fool me. Inbounds to Hardin. Hardin drives across the lane, goes up for the shot, and she's going to be fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I'll have to say that one was touchy, too, on them, so they're making them up.
I believe that was on Owens, and it was. I had to wait to see the number because there were 3 Cardinals involved.
Well, we played 5.5 minutes and 7 fouls already called.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long night.
And so to the line goes Haley Hardin, shooting 2, misses the first one. She'll go back for another, and she drained this one. 9-5 now. Tigers by 4. 2:46 left to go in the first. Right here, McCaleb Welch Gymnasium, Savannah, Tennessee. Driving across and throwing it in the lane, but right into the hands of Callahan are the Cardinals. Callahan gets it into the offensive end, goes to Harville. Harville in the lane, goes out, tries to dish it over now to Gamble. The pass is intercepted and taken all the way to the end for an easy layup. And
yeah, that's a bad look right there.
That was Sanders who will get the 2. She's got 3 on the night, and it's a 2-point Tiger lead now. Harville on the offensive end, working to Hardin. Hardin crosses right to left, goes to Gamble, or rather Barrier. And now back to Hardin. Hardin, right side, picks up the dribble, goes to Hardin at the head of the key. Back to Harville right. Back now to Gamble crossing. Back to Hardin. She takes the 3. Got it. Yes.
Yep. They were very patient then and then got the open look.
12-7. Tigers up by a nickel. 1:31 left to go first. Sanders over on the left side. Here's a 3-pointer. It's off. No good. Struggle for the rebound. There's 4 people involved in that one. It's going to be a jump ball. Give it to the Tigers. Okay, chance to really get the jump on the Cardinals in this game with a score on this trip down the floor. Harville gets the inbounds pass from Callahan. She's across the timeline. Head fakes, goes to the right side. Looks now to Hardin, who's come on the right with her. Hardin back now to Gamble. She's about 5 feet outside the circle right side.
Wide open.
And now there's an offensive foul. Must have been a moving screen.
She moved.
Is that going to be on Hardin?
No, that was on Barrier.
Okay. So Barrier gets her first, and it's a foul fest as we expected early on. And the Cardinals work the perimeter. On the left side is Johnson. Johnson down in the corner, right side, Atkins. Back outside now to Johnson. She goes in, penetrates a little bit, but then kicks it right back outside. Driving in. It's about a 7-foot bank shot. It's up and good by Johnson.
She's quick.
She gets a deuce, and she's got 3 now. And the lead is 3. Hardin County hanging on to a 3-point. Here's a handoff, a give and go.
Nice
and
play.
Harville executes it perfectly. And she scores. Reese Harville gets her first 2 points on the night. Here's a long three-pointer off the left side. It's no good by Godwin. Rebound taken down. Hardin. She's out under to Barrier underneath to Callahan. Callahan lays it up and in. 6 seconds.
Get out on her.
4 seconds.
Get out on her.
Here's a long shot right at the buzzer. It's off the side rim, no good. That'll be the end of the first period. And the Tigers jumped out to that 7-point lead I thought they'd have a couple of minutes ago, but they got it before the end of the quarter, and we've got 3 to go, so stay here with us on K93 in 60 seconds. They are not going to go away without a fight.
We knew this would be a good game. It's a typical Adamsville, Hardin County game, and it's going to be like this all night long.
So far, there have been 8 fouls called in the first quarter.
Of course, Atkins for us, she's in foul trouble. She's got 2. So
Johnson has it for the Cardinals to start the second period. To go on the left wing now to Sanders. Sanders finds a player in the lane open. I believe it was Godwin, but a long three-point shot off the right side is off, no good. And a loose ball on the floor, and it's a jump ball. It'll be Tigers' possession because Cardinals had to start the quarter.
Looks like they want to press us.
Full court man-to-man pressure on. Harville beats it easily. Gets it into the full court. Stops the head of the key, hands it off now to Hardin. Hardin rolls right, stops in the lane, goes up for a banker high on the backboard. It's off, no good. Callahan with the rebound. Out now as Barrier puts up the 3. It's no good. Callahan gets the rebound, skirts outside, and finally Hardin comes up with it. And the Tigers will reset and try another program here. As Barrier goes from left to right. Stopped at the baseline, kicks it back outside now to Gamble. Gamble goes inside the circle, back out to Hardin, or Harville rather. Now to Hardin. And the Cardinals in a man-to-man. Left wing now. Gamble with it. Now to Harville, who moves left to right and is way outside on the right wing. Now to Gamble on the left. She's covered up. Gets it over now to Hardin. And now there's a whistle and a reach-in foul called on, I think that's on number 10. That's Luna, Mackenzie Luna, who's checked in for the Cardinals. And Harville will dribble down. 6:30 left to go second. It's still 9-6. Callahan squeezes out a pass there under pressure and gets it over to Harville. Harville has her pass blocked. And now there's a loose ball on the floor. Who's going to come up with it? Looks like Hardin got it. Now they're going to say that there's a they
foul on them. Called it on 21.
They called the foul on Owens, her second.
Yeah.
And that is the 4th team foul for the Cardinals. Now it will be Tiger basketball side court.
I believe we got a break right there.
I was about to say the same thing. But Harville will receive it in the backcourt just a couple of steps and walks it over. And now there's a steal. She tries to get it over to Hardin. Still, player goes up and lays it up and in. That's going to be Luna.
Well, we've had a couple of those. They're going to have to come to the basketball. We're waiting on the pass to get it to us, and you got to come get it. Got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Harville crosses the free throw line, goes in the corner now to Barrier and throws it away. Barrier, I think, setting up for the shot before the ball got there, and it was a little bit wide to her left, and she couldn't reach it. So they're going to give it to the Cardinals, and it's 16-11 now. Tigers up by a scant 5 points here with 5:45 left to go. In the lane, they go to Godwin. Godwin is going to be fouled in the process of trying to pass it back out of the lane. I think this is going to be on Callahan. Yep. That's her second.
Yeah, she's been getting in a lot of foul trouble early. We need to keep her in the game as much as possible.
She learned that from her older sister. But right now, 16-11 is the score. It's timeout on the floor. Timeout Tigers, 5:40 left to go in the second. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Yeah, really nice crowd tonight. A lot of Cardinals, a lot of Tigers in attendance here at McCaleb Welch. And hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And of course, you have the option of coming down and watching it in live color here. Now on the right side, we got Atkins, as she will take the ball in for the Cardinals. They pass it in, and going down for the baseline for a shot is Owens. And she is going to be fouled in the process. And the foul is going to be on Barrier, her second. They are definitely not letting anything go under there.
No, we can't afford to get in any foul trouble.
The first shot is up and good by Leah Owens. The Tigers send Mackenzie Stanfield into the game. Out comes Barrier after that second foul. Owens hits the first free throw. She'll get another. And she bagged it too. So 16-12. No, 16-13 rather. It's a three-point game. I thought that was wrong. Now they go to Stanfield, or at least the Tigers do, and they go Harville. Crosses the free throw line, goes in underneath, sneaks one in from the side, lays it up and in. Nice play by Reese Harville. And she will now have 4 points on the night. Here's a three off the right side by the Cardinals. No good. Stanfield with the rebound. And the Tigers are back down the floor. They go to Hardin. Hardin takes it down the left side, lays it off the glass and scores. So 2 successive trips down the floor. The Tigers have picked up points. And it's now a 7-point lead again. Now just steal by Harville on the other end. To Hardin. Hardin running, stops right side, dribbles to the left. Now back farther left. Puts up a one-handed jumper that's no good. Rebound taken down by Johnson.
Not the shot we wanted there.
Not really. 4:25 left to go. First period, 20-13. Tigers by 7 over the Adamsville Cardinals. Now with it, Shelby Harris goes to the right side with it, and it's batted out of bounds. Touched last by Ava Neighbors, who's checked in. Sanders will check in, and out will come Neighbors. Now they get it to Luna, and Luna on the left-handed dribble to the left side. Over now to Atkins. Now to Johnson. Long pass cross court, and stopping it and putting up the jumper is Sanders. It won't go. Rebound taken down by the Tigers. I think it was Gamble on the rebound. Now to Hardin. Harville, now Hardin again. On the left side to Bailey Gamble. Right side to Stanfield. Stanfield takes the three. Off right, no good. Rebound taken down Sanders. Sanders running the floor. Long pass, three-pointer put off on the right side, no good. Rebound put up by the Cardinals, and it's up and in by Adkins.
Yeah, that's a long rebound. She did a good job just getting it, putting it back. That was a tough one.
So Harville will dribble it down now. Tigers up only by 5 now. Now to Hardin. Hardin did not delay a second and threw up a three. That's no good. Rebound taken down by the Cardinals. And they're back to the races. Down the floor and into the lane. Passing out, and a long three-pointer by Shelby Harris on the left side is good. You heard the crowd react. And it's a 2-point game, y'all. 2:41 left to go here in the second period. Harville drives in the lane. Hooks it underneath to Callahan, open for the shot. She lays it up and in.
Good pass, good finish.
That was half Hardin and half Callahan, or Harville rather. So, Cardinals bring it down the floor. They're trapped beside the lane on the right side and toss it back outside. Rebound now to Owens. Now a steal. Haley Hardin comes up with the loose ball. And we'll toss it back to Harville. Harville talking to head coach Brandon Kirk as she comes down the floor. 2 minutes left now in the half. Tigers lead by 4, 22-18. Harville head of the key. Goes left side down to Gamble. Now there's a whistle and a timeout for the Tigers with 1:51 remaining in the first half. 22-18. Tigers up by 4. We'll be back in 1 minute. Head coach Brandon Kirk wanted to talk to the Lady Tigers with some words of wisdom for the last minute and 51 seconds remaining. Harville has gone to the bench, and Riley Strickland is into the game for the Lady Tigers. They go to Mackenzie Stanfield on the right, now to Hardin. Hardin puts up a 13 or 14-foot jumper. It's off, no good. A whistle and a foul called. It's going to be on Strickland.
They're in the 1-and-1.
So Riley Strickland was going to pick up her first foul, but right now with this 4-point lead, the center of attention is going to be a young lady at the line, and that's Skylar Sanders, and she'll be shooting 1 plus a bonus. 22-18, 1:40 left to go in a half. Tigers needing a victory desperately. First shot's up and good. Sanders back to the task.
Oh.
She hit them both. It's like she's practiced this before. Okay, Strickland inbounds it to Stanfield. Stanfield over and going in for the layup is Gamble, who got the pass underneath, but she is hammered, and she will go to the free throw line and hopefully get those back. Foul's going to be on Shelby Harris, substitute, who's into the game for the Cardinals. Gamble to the line, shooting 2. First one, boy. She took advantage of every surface on that goalpost. So, doesn't matter how, it's just whether it goes in or not. Make it an even 2 right here. The second shot is up, man. That one rattled too, but it found a home. 24-20 now, Tigers up by 4. Here's a long three-pointer with 1:28 remaining. Rebound, Callahan. Callahan gets it over to Gamble. Gamble into the forecourt to Hardin. Head of the key. She picks up the dribble, goes outside now to Strickland. Strickland almost threw it away. It's going to be picked up by Hardin, however, and the Tigers will maintain control with 1:08 left to go here in the second period. 24-20, they're up by 4 measly little points. Hardin is going to go into the lane, try to find somebody open, and ends up just throwing it to a Cardinal. And they're back down the floor now with a chance to cut this 4-point lead. Johnson on the left side. Goes in the paint, puts up the shot, in and out, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by, they say the Tigers touched it last. 40 seconds left now in the half. Tigers need to play some D right here. 2-3 zone. Inbounds, three-point shot up and good by Sanders.
You can't leave her open.
She knocked the bottom out of that one, and she was wide open. All right, it's a 1-point game now. And our fears have come to pass. Hardin drives, goes down, banks it off the glass. They're going to call her for charging. She leaned in, and I don't know if it was a block or a charge, but the official made the call there. And not much you can do about it. 23 seconds left. Cardinals down by 1. They come down the floor with a chance to go into the locker room with a lead here. Harris has it, goes right wing now to Sanders. 12 seconds. Back outside, midcourt to Sanders. Left side now to Harris. 5 seconds. They go under. Here's a shot that's going to be off. No, blocked by and picked up there by Strickland. And a long shot at the buzzer. It's going to be off and no good by Hardin. And Haley Hardin missed the last shot of the quarter, but it was a half-court shot. You got to give her that. So 24-23, the Tigers take in to the locker room a very slim lead.
Yeah, it was a good half, really. We just struggled a little bit from outside trying to hit a couple of threes. They hit a couple of their threes. They struggled shooting as well, and it was kind of that first quarter just kind of getting the feel of the game. And, you know, we jumped out to a big lead, had a chance to get it to 10 at one time, and then made a couple of turnovers. So, you know, they'll go in the locker room. They'll make some adjustments and come out, and it's going to be a great second half. The only thing that worries me is stamina for us. They seem to be substituting more for their starters than we are, and we really need ours to be on the floor as much as possible because we're super young on the bench.
Yeah, the Tigers won the first period by 3, but they lost the second period by 2. And there you have the 1-point difference in these two teams tonight. So it's kind of what we had in mind. It's going to be a close game all the way to the wire. So be sure to stay with us here and enjoy all of the pageantry and the athleticism that goes on here at Michaela Welch Gymnasium on a Friday night in December. Almost Christmas.
Yeah, almost Christmas. And like I said, it's a good crowd on hand. And I would imagine as the night gets a little longer that some more people will start filing in here. We got a lot of things going on. Christmas on Main downtown, and some people may be trying to do both. But a good crowd. This rivalry always brings a good crowd. Unfortunately, looking at the football schedule, we're not going to have that anymore on the football side. But,
at least temporarily. Let's just put it that way.
So, but it's a good night, and they get into it, the kids get into it, and that's what makes it fun.
No doubt. 24-23, Tigers up by 1 point. We'll take a pause here for the cause, and we'll come back with more halftime activities right after this. Stay with us. Back here at McCady Welch Gymnasium, Bill Sharp along with Steve Carnell as we are enjoying tonight's festivities here at Hardin County High School as we're hosting the Adamsville Cardinals. Lady Cardinals and Lady Tigers fought to a 1-point advantage for the Tigers in the first half, and we're looking for more of the same in the second half. I'm not sure if we will see more pressure, probably not more pressure by the Tigers because of the conditioning factor. I mean, the fatigue factor. We are running out of, of strength to keep up with a team that can put subs in. So, what do you do?
Well, they can make some shots and keep them from pressuring us as well. You can press on one side, but then if they press you on the other side, they come out and they want to do that, then you have to expel a lot of energy as well. So neither team has really pressed a whole lot. I mean, they've gotten into it a couple of times, gotten out of it. We've really been patient at times trying to get a good shot, and then there the last 2.5 minutes we kind of rushed a little bit with our shot selection, didn't take good shot selections, and we turned it over, and that's really why we don't have a bigger lead. But we got a lead, and that's all that matters. You just have to win by one. If we can keep it right here and win by one, that's fine.
Well, if we can just time in the second half,
yeah.
that's a win. But I'm sure that the Tiger coaching staff is thinking a little bit bigger than that. So you certainly don't want to have a nail biter down to the end where the Cardinals could pull it out in the last second. So
no, but Adamsville's a good team. You can tell they can shoot the ball. They move well. It's physical underneath. Callahan has really played big. She had to come in for Atkins, and she got 2 quick fouls, and Clara had to come in, and she's done an outstanding job underneath. She's kind of controlled the boards for us. And then we just need to get a few more shots to fall from outside and play some good defense and don't turn the ball over. That's the main thing. Our turnovers is what's hurt.
All right, looking at the first half, the high scorers for Adamsville, Kyla Sanders has 8. Kimmy Atkins has 5. Katie Johnson has 3. Shelby Harris came off the bench, scored 3, and Luna McKenzie, or Mackenzie Luna, I'm sorry, is going to score 2 in the first half. For the Lady Tigers, Haley Hardin with 9, Neely Barrier with 5, Clara Callahan with 4, as you mentioned, Reese Harville with 4, and Bailey Gamble with 2. So that's the scoring for tonight. And as we said, we expect to see more of the same here for the next 2 quarters. So halftime score, Lady Tigers up 24-23. We'll take a pause here for a word, and we'll come back with more basketball from Michaela Welch. The Cardinals, as I said, dressed in black tonight with red trim. Tigers in white and maroon. We're back underway with it now. Is number 21, Aaliyah Owens, rather. She goes on the left side now to Atkins. Here's a three-pointer from the corner. It's no good. Atkins with the rebound. Her follow won't go. Another rebound by the Cardinals. And going up for the follow is Kayla Godwin. And Godwin is going to go to the line shooting 2. First shot is up and good. Did you see who the foul was on?
Gamble.
Gamble, okay. Gamble's first.
Yeah, it wasn't really a foul, but they called it, so I guess it was really a foul.
I think that's probably why I didn't see it. Right. Second shot is up and no good. So Tigers get Davis, gets the outlet pass. She's across the line, gets it over to Hardin. We're tied at 24 now. Hardin crosses right to left, goes left wing to Gamble, back outside to Hardin. Haley Hardin goes to the right side, stops on the right wing, left now to Reese Harville. Harville crossing left to right, gets in the lane, dishes it back outside. Here's Hardin for a 3. Once again, she kind of rushed it. Rebounds taken down by Harville. She put it up and in from 10.
Yeah, that's just a scene.
And I mean, that was, she was off the floor and sort of back in the corner. I don't know how she got it to the basket, but she did. Tigers lead by 2 once again. Cardinals come down the floor. There's a traveling call assessed on Johnson, and they're going to give it to the Tigers following the floor mistake. 6:50 left to go in the third. Tigers up 26-24. They get it to Ashton Davis. Davis goes down, goes to the glass, missed it though. Rebound taken down by Sanders. She's running all the way down on the left side. I thought she traveled, but she got away with it. Driving in, putting up a shot was Godwin. Loose ball. Harville comes out of the pack. A whistle and a foul is going to be called. Reaching in on Harville was Adkins, and she's going to pick up her second personal foul. It will not be shooting, that is. Hardin will inbound it. Finally, will go to Gamble, who is quite a ways into the backcourt. Gamble dribbles across, goes one-on-one with Atkins. Now to Barrier. Barrier over now to Hardin. Hardin takes it, spins right, goes back left, and scores. Nice play by Haley Hardin. She picks up 2 the hard way. She's got 11 now. And the Tigers don't get back on defense. And they catch Cammie Atkins all by herself underneath the basket, and she'll lay it up and in. So it's now a 2-point game again. Davis goes drives in. She's going up for her layup, would be, but it got blocked. But touched last, out of bounds. It will be Tiger basketball. Haley Hardin will inbound it for the ladies. She's looking for some help. Gets it now to Gamble, or rather, that's Barrier. Cross now. Here's a 3-point shot by Harville off the right side. It's no good. Ball goes over the head through several hands and out of bounds. Touched last by the Tigers. 5:47 left to go. Third period, that is. 28-26, Tigers on top. They have led for a long time, but not by much. Johnson, I think 7 was the highest that they had in the first half. Drives, goes into the lane, puts up the shot, throws it into the end line, but I didn't see a Tiger hand in there, but they say we touched it last. Give it to the Cardinals. So the Ladybirds get it in there. The shot partially blocked, I think, by Gamble. Loose ball on the rebound and a whistle and a foul call. I think it's going to be on Gamble. Yeah, she looked a little overactive there in that play, and she was hustling. Just was in the wrong spot at the right time, or the wrong time, if you want to look at it that way. So the Cardinals have it. Now they go to Johnson. Johnson back outside to Harris. Harris trapped by Barrier will push it back outside to Johnson. Just over 5 minutes left in the third now. Tigers up by 2. Sanders outside. Goes on the right wing. Here's a long three-pointer. It's off. That's way too hard by Johnson. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Hardin. Hardin out now. Here's a shot by Barrier from the left side for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound taken down by the Cardinals. Owens comes up with it. Gets it over now to Harris on the left side. Now Sanders stops. Free throw line jumper. Got it. Boy, she buried that one. So we're tied at 28. Harville will dribble into the forecourt. Goes left, then back to the right. Kicks it out right side. Gamble for 3. She got it. Yes. Gamble hit the 3. Gives the Tigers that much of a lead. Cardinals come down. They lose it in the lane. Collision there. Loose ball picked up by Barrier. Barrier over to Harville. Harville in the forecourt. She drives the circle, goes under for the left-handed layup. It's going to be blocked and out of bounds. And a foul called. For a minute there, I thought they weren't going to call a foul. But the backside official came in and said Leah Owens is guilty with a personal foul. That's her third, according to my records. And Harville will go to the line shooting 2. First shot's off, no good. .357 left in the third. Second shot is good. Harville picks up her 7th point. And the Tiger lead is 4. Just under 4 minutes left, just under halfway through the third period. Now the Cardinals go on the right side now to Owens. A give and go down underneath and driving in for a nifty little shot to Kyla Sanders. She banked it with her left hand. And it's a 2-point game once again. Tigers. Hardin across the timeline. Reverse pivot in the circle. Gets it out now to Gamble. Oh, Barrier. Barrier gets it over to Hardin. Hardin goes up for the hook shot. She hit it. And she's fouled. Foul's on Godwin. Hardin gets the deuce, and she's got 13 now, and will be shooting for 14 with this little effort. Nailed it. Nothing but cotton. 5 points, the Tiger lead now. Approaching the largest lead of the night. Here's a pass underneath, and a nice bounce pass, splitting a double team is going to allow Godwin to pick up an easy deuce. Tigers come down the floor. Into the lane goes Harville. Harville is down, not getting up. The game goes on. She got a bump on the right knee.
No, she didn't get a bump. Her foot stuck.
She's down, and the clock stopped with the Tigers up 35-32. Giving her some attention there, right inside the lane.
That didn't look good.
The Tiger goal.
I happened to just be looking that way. It'd be better if she kind of bumped knees, but she didn't. She came to a stop, and when she did, her knee buckled. And, it's one of those non-contact type injuries that can happen, and it just looked like her tennis shoe just stuck on the floor. She kept going forward. She immediately went down and grabbed her right knee. She's had trouble with her left leg. She's had a hamstring problem going back to last year and now this, and she's a senior. You hate to see that.
Yeah, anytime they don't get up, and she has remained motionless there other than just a few head movements. It can't be anything that's good. Let's take a quick pause here for our sponsors. We'll come back as soon as we can, attend to her injuries. Back after this. Leah Owens was fouled prior to that. The injury to Harville goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws. She hit both of them. Now it's a 35-34 Tiger lead as Reese Harville was taken to the dressing room.
Got to go.
And Hardin trapped in the backcourt, finally gets it out to Davis underneath, going under. Gamble is going to get called for traveling.
And there you see the difference with her not in there.
And did not look good for Reese Harville. She did not put any pressure on that leg as they took her off the court and in considerable pain. So the Cardinals come back down the floor. They pass underneath. There's a whistle and a foul called on a Cardinal. Shelby Harris picks up a foul. Gamble had already affected the steal. The Tigers had the ball, but the foul was called in lieu of that, and the Tigers will take it out in the backcourt. Full court pressure. They get it to Berry, now to Gamble, back to Berry. Hardin has it. She's going to have to hurry. She'll lob it across, gets it to Gamble, got a 2-on-1. They go to Hardin on the right side. Head fakes, drives, puts up a 12-footer, no good. Rebound, Stanfield. Outside to Hardin for 3. Yes!
Boy, good play by Atkins and a good play by Stanfield, too.
So the Tigers now up by 4. Pass over to Sanders in the forecourt for the Cardinals. She goes down, puts up shot, in and out. No good. Rebound taken down by Stanfield. And Mackenzie Stanfield is coming out of the pack of the whistle and a foul called on the Cardinals in that process. Foul's going to be on Owens. That's her 4th, I think. Yeah, it's 4th. So give it to the Tigers in the backcourt. Harville will come across the timeline. Goes to Hardin, head of the key. She drives over on the left side of Stanfield for 3. A little bit hard. Rebound taken down by the Cardinals. They're running. Into the forecourt goes Adkins. Now to Johnson. She goes on the left wing. Loses the ball on the floor. And they're going to call her for traveling.
Yeah, she lost control of the ball. She she just faked herself out. It's what happened, and she forgot the basketball.
I hate it when that happens. But the Tigers have the basketball back, and Haley Hardin's going to dribble it across the timeline. Get it to Davis in the circle. Back to Hardin. She crosses the lane. She's going to go up, try to put up a left-handed shot, and got it stripped. Rebound picked up by Harris. Harris on the other end very quickly. They go to Sanders, right side now to Johnson. Johnson over on the left side, driving in, putting up a jumper is Sanders. The ball goes to the floor. They're going to call holding foul. There was a pile up there just to the left of the lane, and somehow or other they're going to call a foul on Kyla Sanders. That's her 2nd.
That's twice that's happened to them. I don't blame their coach. He's a little upset.
Across the timeline for the Tigers is Hardin. She gets it over to Gamble, or to Barrier, rather. Now Barrier goes right side. Outside now to Stanfield. Back to Barrier. 3-pointer from the corner, no good.
That should be our
rebound. Is going to be batted away. I thought Gamble had a hand on it, but somebody came in from behind her and knocked it out. That was Adkins. Give it to the Tigers.
At least they try to hold it here.
19 seconds left here in the third. Tigers up by 4. Need to hang on to this. Add to it if we can with the last shot. 16 seconds. Hardin in a circle. Back outside to Davis. Davis stops halfway down the lane. Gets it. Shoots it. Scores. Yes. Took it with the left hand. Went left to right and laid it up and in. Nice play by Ashton. She's now on the board tonight. And the clock expires as the Cardinals try to get a shot off, and the third quarter has come to a close. Tigers lead it now by 6. We'll take a 60-second pause. We'll come right back here. Michaela Wells. A lot of people in the gym out here in shock after the injury by Reese Harville. And most of them, I think, probably saw exactly what she did to do the injury. But I was following the ball, and thank goodness I didn't see it. I hate to see things like that, and I'm sure everyone does. But hopefully she'll be back as soon as possible, and for sure before her career is over here as a senior. So. Start the fourth period. The Tigers have the basketball, and we'll get back underway again and carry on. Inbounds to Davis. Davis to Hardin. Hardin drives under, puts up a prayer in the on the baseline, and a whistle and a foul call on the rebound. Foul's going to be called on Hardin.
That's going to be on.
I thought he said 24. That's Hardin. And that's her first. Yeah. So the Tigers cough it up on the foul, and the Cardinals come back down the floor. Head of the key is Sanders on the left side. They take it around the horn, and coming all the way back is Johnson. Johnson drives in the lane, throws up a shot, and another foul is going to be called. This one's going to be on Stanfill. Mackenzie Stanfill. Tigers with Davis, Gamble, Barrier, Stanfill, and Hardin on the floor right now.
That's Davis. She got the foul down here a while ago. That's her fourth. Hardin didn't get it. They gave it to Davis.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I thought he said.
And at the line shooting two was Johnson. She hit one of them, missed the second. And it's now a 5-point Tiger lead as we get the rebound following the second. So now there's a timeout call. 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're just dribbling around back here.
I saw the coach stand up and he pointed toward the bench. And I thought maybe he was calling for a timeout, but it was a backcourt violation.
You got to get the ball and go.
So the Cardinals get it back on the floor mistake, and here comes Johnson with it on the right side. Left side goes to Harris. Lob down on the baseline at the block. Back outside, going in for an attempted shot. Sanders, she had it stripped, ends up with it back, and then goes in, throws up another shot from the left side. Now a three-pointer put up by Harris on the right's no good. Quickly another three-pointer. This time it's up and good by Johnson. That was crazy.
Yeah,
it just went back and forth, and they were throwing out three-pointers. Timeout called. Timeout Hardin County. Tigers up 40-38. We'll take a 60-second pause. We'll be right back. .6:44 left to go in the fourth period here. The Tigers call timeout following the three-pointer they just hit. And Tigers lead by a slim 2-point margin now. And they're working against the press that they're having trouble beating. And they're going to call Hardin for traveling. She faked one way and then dribbled the other, and it looked kind of awkward, and indeed it was. Traveling with the basketball. So the Tigers,
we don't figure this out, we're in trouble.
Cutting their own throat with little errors like that. 2-3, the zone we're in right now. And Sanders is working with it outside. She'll take a three-pointer dead away, in and out, no good. Rebound, fought for. Gamble goes to the floor. A couple of other players. Also Atkins down there and a whistle. And they're calling a jump ball, I'm thinking. It will be Cardinals basketball underneath their own bucket on the left side. With 6:18 left to go in the fourth. Here's a quick lob in, quick pass back, and then they kicked it outside. Tigers did a good job blocking that little effort as Atkins was trying to get a shot inside. Now they go to Godwin. Godwin drives. Is going to go up
not
for a shot.
Foul.
And she is going to get an opportunity, I think, to go to the free throw line. No, it was not a shooting foul. They called it on Callahan. That's her third. So the Cardinals work the perimeter following the foul. They go down in the corner. I thought that was traveling by Atkins, but no whistle. They got it to Johnson. Johnson in the lane goes in, puts up the shot up, falls to the floor in the process, and a whistle and a foul is going to put her on the line. And this is on Callahan, too. That's too quick on her.
Anytime anybody goes in the paint on either side, if they happen to fall and lose control, these officials are calling fouls, and all these are not fouls.
And
I'm talking on both sides of the floor.
Can you see that number?
That's 12.
Okay, that's Johnson. She hits one out of two.
And they get the rebound.
And she missed the second one, but the Cardinals got the rebound. 1 point game now. Just steal. Coming up with it is Stanfield. Stanfield at the Hardin. Hardin tries to catch Callahan on the baseline. Saves it in, but into the hands of the Cardinals. They're back down the floor now with 5:29 remaining. Lady Cardinals down by one. Tigers desperately needing a steal here and a shot for some relief. The pressure is just getting too much. Here's a three-pointer off the left wing. It's off and no good. And Katie Johnson gets the three, but now she's injured.
Yeah. And that's a walk, too, what she just did.
Now she's getting up and walking it off, but they're going to substitute for her. They're going to bring in Owens. So, since early in the first quarter, the Cardinals have not led, and now they lead 42-40 after that three-pointer. As the Tigers having trouble with this press, they're going to throw it away again. Has to be saved in by Hardin. It is picked up by Gamble, but they better hurry. They're running out of time. Nope, didn't make it.
Yeah, we can't do it. We got to call a timeout.
Oh, they called timeout. The timeout was called in time, yeah. So one of our coaches, Brandon Kirk, Ryan Geyer, or Rob Parson, got a timeout call before that 10-second expired. And so there's timeout on the floor. Tigers trail 42-40. 4:35 left to go. We'll be back in 1 minute. So the Tigers trying to piece together something that I know they didn't foresee when this game started tonight, and that is that they would lose Reese Harville again. And now they're having to deal with the full court pressure that's been eating them up, just saved from a turnover there by a timeout. And the Tigers barrier gets it across the timeline, and now they're going to call Which one, Hardin or?
They got Hardin for a walk.
They got Hardin for traveling with the basketball. Just as she had passed it or had gotten the ball back from barrier. I don't know what happened there. But
just
as the way this thing has been going lately, it's another desperate situation for the Tigers as they need to regain the lead and try to hold on to it. Now Johnson drives in right into the paint. Stanford's right in the lane there. Steals it off to the other end. They go to Barrier. Barrier outside. Gamble, a quick three off, no good. A Barrier with the rebound, got the stick back. Nice play by Neely Barrier. She crossed and got in good rebounding position, was there to make the play and tie the game up at 42. Just under 4 minutes. We're halfway home here in the fourth quarter. With it is Atkins. Atkins working against the Tiger 2-3. They're working the perimeter, trying to squeeze the ball inside. Here's a long three off the right side. It's off, no good. And Stanford coming up with another big rebound, and they're going to call her for travel.
She just should have kept going. She stopped, thought she was in trouble. And
well, as I said, that experience that you get, that some of these players just haven't had much time on the floor. There's timeout on the floor, timeout Cardinals. Tied at 42. We'll be back in 30 seconds. .340 left now. Cardinals call timeout. We're tied at 42. Inbounds pass goes to Atkins. She dribbles, stops, baseline, jumper, it's off, no good. Rebound, put up, and it's no good as well. That's Owens with the rebound. Now it's it's picked up by the Tigers, and they're back to the other way now with Gamble. Into the forecourt to Hardin. Now Stanford falls off her hands. It's going to be stolen away. Going down for a layup is Johnson. Johnson has hit the floor. Now she's down. I think this is a leg cramp.
Well, nobody seems to care.
Well, I always thought it was a bad idea to pull on my toe when I was having a leg cramp, because that would tell everybody that I'm not really hurt. I'm just out of shape.
But walked off.
She got up and walked this one off, so that's good. I think it was Harris that came in her place. Little perspiration on the floor. Sanders goes through the trouble of cleaning it all up. And the Tigers will have the basketball, now trailing by 2. 3:15 remaining. That is a factor. Inbounds to Ashton Davis.
We got a break there.
Now to Hardin. Hardin dribbles down the floor, stops on the left side, outside to Davis. Davis drives, has a shot, hits it. Banked it from the right side. That's one of her patented little shots, and they didn't defend it much. Tied the game at 44. 2:50 left now. Pass down underneath. Shot going to be up and blocked. Coming up with it is Davis. She gets it and get back up the floor. She's now on the right side. Now over to Hardin, who's at the head of the key and backing away. Now she moves forward, moves to the left. Davis comes up, matches her outside on the wing. Now to Gamble. Gamble goes on the left-handed dribble, and there's a whistle and a foul call.
It's going to be a free throw game now.
It's going to be on Atkins.
Both teams in the 1-and-1 now.
Her third, and to the line goes Gamble. 2:22 remaining, 44-44. These free throws are absolutely crucial now. Gamble will be shooting 1-and-1. Johnson's back in the game. She's none the worse for wear, I don't guess. First shot, good. Gamble, a senior. She's been here before. You want somebody with experience on that line. Shot number 2, yeah, I mean, like bookends. 46-44.
Defensive stop here.
2:20 left to go. As Steve said, we need to strap some D on right here. It's man-to-man defense now. The Tigers have gone man. Callahan back in the game for the Tigers. Davis playing with 4. Now there's a whistle.
Yeah. That's 5 on her. Isn't it?
Right as I said it.
You cannot. Well, you can't do that. She's got to know that she has 4 fouls, so she has to lay off. And there was a little hand check, reach in foul, but we need her in the game.
Well, she won't be.
Nope. That was not a good foul
now
at all.
Now Callahan is there. We also have Mackenzie Stanfield, Gamble, Hardin. Just doing inventory here. And, of course, Barrier are the 5 Tigers on the floor now. Shots off, no good. Rebound. Tigers had 2 Tigers had it. I thought now there's a Gamble calls timeout with 2:02 remaining. I thought for a minute they were going to travel with the ball as both of them had it simultaneously. 2:02 left to go. Tigers up 46-44. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, 2 minutes, 2 seconds remaining. The Tigers will have the basketball here and need to hang on to this, and hopefully the Cardinals will start putting us on the free throw line and we can pull this thing out. Up by 2 tiny little points. Gamble gets the inbounds pass, full court pressure once again. They go to Stanfield. Stanfield double team, goes back to Gamble. They worked it perfectly. Gamble's beating the pressure. They're into the forecourt, and here come the Tigers. Hardin with it now. Takes the handoff from Gamble, goes from left to right, drives in, going up for the shot. No. Rebound. And coming up with Stanfield. Stanfield out now. Gamble for 3. She hit it. That's a little breathing room, but we still got to play D here. 128. Tigers up by 5. Here's a steal, and there's a pile up
it's
on the
our
right
ball.
of the lane, and it's going to be a jump ball. Give it to the Tigers.
Yep.
Great defensive play there. It ended up in a scrum, but that tie right there might be the ticket to give the Tigers a win tonight. Gamble takes the inbounds pass, works it up the floor. She has it tipped away and stolen. No, she dribbled on the line.
Well, she needed help then.
Atkins had it there for a second, but she dribbled it on the line. Give it to the Tigers mid-court. Looking for some help. Not getting it. It finally got to Stanfield. Forecourt. Outside the Gamble, head of the key. She's standing out there waiting, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Atkins. That's 4 on her, I believe. And to the line. No, that's 5 on Atkins. She's gone.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fouls in this game. There's 16 on the board right now. What was it, 13 in the first?
There's been 32 fouls called.
Yeah, they've called a bunch. They get paid per foul. So.
Well, natural. Gamble on the line. Missed the free throw. Rebound taken down by Owens. Outlet pass. Down the floor to Johnson. To Harris on the right side. Now to Sanders. Sanders drives in and gets the path to the goal, lays it up and in. And there's a quick timeout call by the Cardinals. 56 seconds left. Tigers up by 3, and there's timeout on the floor. We'll take a pause here. We'll come back in 1 minute. Stay with us. 57 seconds remaining in the game. Tigers have the basketball and a 3-point lead, but they've got a long stretch of backcourt to negotiate.
Well, we just need to get it in, and they'll foul, I think.
Get it to Stanford.
Or maybe not.
Over to Hardin. Hardin tries to go down. It's going to be stolen at
She
midcourt. They're going to fall to the floor. Now picked up by Hardin. She's into the forecourt. The Tigers have possession of it. 45 seconds now. Stanford. There's a Cardinal player who's down in the backcourt with that cramp again.
Well,
and they're going to stop the clock.
She either needs to get off the floor, keep her off the floor, or cramp. And I don't mean that ugly, but they're having to stop play.
You got to take her out if she forces them to stop the clock. That's a rule.
Yeah.
So she'll come out, and the end of the game comes Luna. And the Tigers will have to work to get the ball in again. 41 seconds left. Tigers up by 3.
Backcourt.
They go to Stanford. Stanford is going to be bumped right as she receives the basketball, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Yeah, these are big. This is a big shot right here. We need both of these. One more foul, we're in the bonus. Get in there.
And she missed the free throw.
That's our ball, isn't it?
Yep, and the ball is out of bounds. It's touched last by the Cardinals, and the Tigers will get it back. That's huge. 38 and a half seconds left. Tigers up by 3 with the basketball on the baseline, looking to get it in and get it into Hardin easily. Hardin's on the right side. To Gamble. Gamble is going to be fouled, and that should be an intentional foul, but they won't call it that way. Foul is going to be on Harris. No damage there for the Cardinals, but 31 seconds left. To the line goes Gamble, shooting 2. First shot is good because we're in a double bonus now.
Yeah, that's big. This next one's even bigger. Make it a 2-possession game.
Second shot.
Get in there.
Man, that had a good chance of falling out, but it fell in.
Got to play some D.
And now Gamble's got 12. Down the floor come the Cardinals. A shot on the goal. It's off. No good. Rebound barrier. And a whistle and a foul call, stopping the clock with 23.6 seconds. And it's going to be on Sanders, her third. To the line goes Neely Barrier to shoot 2.
Yeah, we need both of these.
51-46 to score. First shot's perfect. Second shot, forthcoming. Got them both.
We need to still play defense, play this perimeter out here, and don't let them get an easy 3.
7 points, 21 seconds. Be tough to overcome. Here's a long shot blocked by Stanford, but picked up on the floor, saved in, and now a shot from the head of the key, buried it away, and that is going to be Sanders, who hits the 3 with 7.7 seconds left, and it's a 4-point game, but it's not over yet.
Yep.
We'll take a pause here for another word. We'll be back in 60 seconds. .7 on the clock now is
just got to get it in.
Tigers just have to work it in and draw the foul, hit it, and it'll be over. And then quickly they're going to foul Gamble right off the bat, standing almost on the inline. And we'll make the full trip to the other end with 6.5 seconds remaining now. All this
well, she hits this
excitement tonight, courtesy of the guy who fixed the scoreboard. We don't know who that was, but Gamble's first shot on the 2-shot penalty is off, no good.
Yep.
That's right. She's got 13 now. She hits the second one.
We call a timeout.
Now there's timeout on the floor. Timeout Hardin County with 6.5 seconds left. We will take a pause here for 30 seconds, and we'll be right back. Out 6.5 seconds left. Cardinals are going to bring it in and come across the timeline with Sanders on the dribble. She puts up a three-pointer with 5 seconds or 3 seconds left, and it's off no good. Callahan gets the rebound, and as you heard, the clock expired. And that will give the Tigers their second win. Lady Tigers, that is, their second win of the year. They'll move to 2-4. Sounds a lot better than 1-5.
Well, that was a great game against two teams that are evenly matched. And, you know, with Reese going down, we struggled a little bit, but we got our composure, fought back. And that's a big win for these girls. Now they understand that they can do it without her.
Yeah, well.
Because I don't know. It didn't look good, and I hope it just didn't look good. And that things are going to be fine with her. I haven't seen her come back out, so I'm not sure what's going on as far as that. I just hope and pray that it's not a knee, especially senior
year.
If
it's simply a dislocation where she got stuck and the joint got dislocated and snapped back in, she could be back in a week.
Yeah.
If it's torn ligaments, we're talking season injury.
I mean, we're speculating, but it didn't look good, and I hate it for her. Like I said, for her senior and against your rival too. You know, she wanted to beat them as well. So, but anyway, a big win nonetheless, and a good effort in the second half.
Yep, so the Lady Tigers are going to pull off a victory. The Tigers are coming on the floor to start their warm-ups. We've got 32 more minutes of basketball for you, so stay with us here on K93. We'll be back with the second game after a few minutes of words from our sponsors, so stay with us here on K93, your number one sports station in West Tennessee.
All right, man.
What's up?
Halftime, man.
Huh?
The halftime talker. You gonna put Coach on there on Saturday all day long, Alabama guy. No, man.
I make fun of him.
Listen, man, what a great win. First time to beat Adams.
I thought once Reese went down, it was over.
They, them two seniors kind of pulled them out, man.
Yeah.
Well, you look sad for me, man.
Well.
It's a big W. I got hip surgery on Friday. You gonna come see me? It'll be my last time talking to you.
Hip surgery?
Yeah.
What are you going to have hip surgery for?
Because I can't hardly lift my foot up. Gonna be Saturday, Friday, a week from today.
All right, welcome back to Michaela Welps Gymnasium. I'm Steve Cornell, along with Bill Sharp, bringing you Hardin County basketball. Lady Tigers get a big win over the Lady Cardinals from Adamsville, and they go to 2-4 on the year. And the Lady Cardinals fall to 5-3, and they've lost 3 in a row now. But we'll bring in what's your name again?
Oh, some people call me Coach Burnham.
Burnham? Yeah. Well, Coach Burnham. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Welcome to Tiger basketball. I know that's something you love and near and dear to your heart.
I'll tell you what, that was a thriller tonight, but first of all, our thoughts and prayers is for Harville. I mean, went down.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a knee or a hamstring, but
she grabbed her knee. Yeah. And I saw it. I told Bill, I said, I saw it. She stopped, and she was up on her toe, and it grabbed, and she went forward and kind of, did that little pop step.
Yeah, well.
So, but anyway, it's good to have you up here. And you said, why do I look so sad? I just thought, that was a tough game, and I'm proud of the way they played. I thought, man, we're in trouble when she went out because she was our ball handler, and she's kind of our leader. But like you said, the two seniors stepped up and pulled us out. But it was a big win and a good game. Two teams that were evenly matched. Adamsville better this year than I remember from last year. They've improved quite a bit.
They have they got a pretty decent team, and they got an outstanding freshman too. But talking about Hardin stepping up and hitting some big threes for us in the third and fourth quarter, and barely making them free throws down the stretch, and that team keeping their composure and probably pulling the win out for Reese. So it's for them to pull together and play like that, I was proud of them. And Adamsville looked like they had a lot better team than they have had in the past. Looks like they had more than just a few shooters that could knock down the shots, and had a lot of people who could penetrate. So, our defense come up on the end and got some big rebounds and made some big free throws at the end. But, Coach Kirk getting his first win against Adamsville in a close game like that. And, it was just it's kind of different sitting there and being a fan.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. While you're sitting there watching this, and you're watching us struggle getting the ball down the floor right here when they were pressing us, and they wasn't really doing anything. I was telling Bill, I said, we got to have some help come up because they're just letting us dribble.
Right.
And when you're watching stuff, does it bring you right back to do you want to jump up and call timeout?
It does, because really, you still have a lot of close bonds to this team with the players we've had. And, Coach does it a little different than what we did, and it works. So, whatever works is good. But, as a fan, and now I'm a fan, I'm not a coach, you just want to say, hey, do this. You know, it's easy.
You want to help, don't you?
I can definitely tell them what to do after the play's over. There's not a problem for me to do that at all.
Yeah, but, like I said, I know it's got to be tough being here. And you told us that you're having hip surgery?
Oh, yeah, Friday. It's Friday.
So you're going to be out for the count for a while.
Somebody said, why are you having it during Christmas? And I thought, man, that's dumb. But that's
you didn't think that one out?
No, that's the only time they could get me in. Dr. Puchak, I've been trying to get it for really 6 weeks, and he's been so busy so far out. And I was thinking, do I want to go with somebody else? And I said, well, I'd rather have somebody that people are waiting on
exactly
than go with somebody who's just kind of new.
I heard somebody today. I was listening to a sports show up there at Knoxville. This guy called into the show, and he said he'd been out with hip surgery, and he said, I've had my knees replaced and now my hip, and the hip was a lot better than the knees.
Oh, I can tell you, if I had the left hip and the right knee, my left hip, I've never complained. 7 years ago I had it, and I thought the other day they asked me, how long has it been? I thought, probably about 3 years, and I had to think about it. It's been 7. So, and it's a lot easier to recover from, and it's you're going to be down 6 to 8 weeks if you do your rehab right. And if you do it right, I've not had any problems. Now my knee, that's a whole different situation right there. So it's just a lot more painful going through it all, So you do things right when you're doing your rehab. That's the main thing. But
well, we talked about Coach Kurt being a young coach. We got Coach Geyer. They're coming up here in just a few minutes, taking on Adamsville. He's got a good team. It's an unusual team because he's got a few football players out there, a few basketball players mixed in. And, I tell everybody, I said, they're going to compete. They'll compete in the district. We just need to start knocking down some shots.
Well, watching them and watching them at practice, too, because I have fourth-period planning, and that's when they have their basketball practice. They do a lot of good stuff, and they work really hard. And when I watch them out here, it's not that the people are turning them over, and it's not that they're making a whole lot of mistakes. They're just missing a lot of open shots. Mm-hmm. And, you can't coach that. I mean, you just got to get out there. And there's a lot of kids that has different roles this year for them. So once the shots start falling, they're going to be all right. They have a few good young kids that look pretty impressive. So, freshmen and some sophomores that look like they're going to be able to make some good, outstanding teams.
You mentioned freshmen. We talked a lot about Jackson Burdine coming up, and there's been a lot of talk about him at SCA when he played there, and he comes up here. How hard is it for a player, you as a coach, to see that you got somebody like him? Because you had Reese come up from there as a freshman starting, Skyler, those type players. How hard is it for them to adjust, and how long does it normally take for them to adjust to the speed of the game?
Okay, as a freshman coming up, excuse me, this is the things that you got to look for. The speed of the game, like you said, but being physical in the game too. The speed, and then people really blocking you out and being physical with you. You got to be able to handle that. And once that you get strong enough to be able to handle that situation, you're pretty good spot. Like you can look at Jackson right down there. He doesn't look like your typical freshman. He's got a little bit of size to him. He's got some length and his ball handling skills. So that helps out. And when Reese came up with, her body structure, she was a strong kid, and she could be able to handle the high school and the varsity situation. So all they have to get used to the speed of the game and playing with the other four players that's out there with them.
Yeah, I was just wondering because we went to Dard County last Friday night, and their boys team was really good. One of the better Dard County teams that I have seen in a while. And I remember a couple of these guys that hadn't played a team like that. They got a little wide-eyed a little bit.
When you're not used to seeing speed, it's unbelievable how the first time you have to be able to try to stimulate that. And I don't know if you put 2 or 3 people on the floor together, and so when they jump you and they trap you, that you're used to it because you see it coming. But when you do have speed, it's a whole different thing. So it's a situation that you got to be able to play against. And in junior high, they're not going to find the speed that they're going to find at the high school level, especially against really good teams.
Well, I hope your surgery goes well and you recover well, and have a good Christmas. And I miss you being down there on the sidelines because I can usually get a read on your team by the way you're reacting, and I'm not getting that read right now.
I'm going to tell you what, when I was sitting down there, and that's why I have to sit because my hip hurts too bad, but when I'm sitting down, I was looking up there, I didn't realize you had 2 jobs. You're doing a little announcing, and then you're filming at the same time.
Multitasking is what they call it.
I was impressed.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think the people watching are very impressed sometimes when the camera's down here and there's no players are all down on the other end.
Right.
So that's just things you do.
That's right.
Small town radio.
Yeah. But I tell you what, you got to keep the slides going because I'll be
you'll be having to watch now. Yeah.
I'll have something throwing it at the TV.
Yeah, exactly. But I hope everything goes well for you. I know Judy will take care of you. Yeah.
For about 2 days, she'll have enough. She'll have enough of me.
Yeah, she'll have enough of you, and then you'll be injured somewhere else, I'm sure. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good Christmas. Thanks for coming up here.
Yeah, well, I'm more than glad to come up here. I hope you have a good Christmas too, buddy.
And you're welcome. Sports Talk anytime you want to drop by. Well, I had to call Coach Carp last week and harass him about Alabama.
Yeah. Is your door big enough to get a walker through?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can get you there.
Because I'll be on that for a few days.
That's all right. We'll have one of them little buggies pick you up and bring you out there.
All right. Well, I've just seen the Alabama assassin out there, so I'm going to have to speak to him. He comes in now. He tries to hide. But he don't have that gold necklace on, when he has that gold necklace with that bling going on. So.
Oh, he told me last week, he said, I want to try to assess Alabama's situation being an unbiased Alabama fan, but I'm an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
I said, there's no way you can do this.
That's right. No way.
I'm glad they're not in.
Yeah. Well,
mention it to him when you go out there, by the way.
There's a lot of people in the country glad they're not in.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, that's Coach Ron Burnham. Appreciate him coming up. It's halftime, we're in between games, not halftime, in between games here at Michaela Welch Gymnasium. Hardin County and Adamsville, the nightcap, coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll have the tip-off when we return. You're listening to Hardin County basketball right here on 93.5 FM.
One down, one to go tonight. Lady Tigers winning a squeaker in the opener tonight, and the men have just finished their warm-ups. You can tell by the flow of the fans that it's about time for the introduction of the starting lineup. It's a migration pattern, I think, that occurs at about this time between games every time they come out on the floor. So clock is working now down to 14 seconds, so I'm sure that's when we will get started on that starting lineup. So sorry to hear about Coach Burnham having to have surgery, but wish him the best of luck on that. So we expect there to be the typical competition between Hardin County and Adamsville. And the introductions are being now. Reed Harmon will be first. Off bench, Jacob Bowles. Braxton Enzer. Not a lot of size on this team at all. Avery Burks.
Yeah, that kind of remind me of Fayette Academy the other night.
Jamal Steiger will be the final starter. Lights come down. And we'll have introduction to starting lineups. Post haste. Taylor Couch is prime. He'll be introduced as usual. And they're bringing Taylor out now. On the other side of the floor, the lights that are from the student section. Duke Samples introduced, followed by Wheeler Wilkes for the Tigers. J.T. Smith coming off the bench. Tanner Davis, a junior. Samples a junior. Wilkes a senior. Smith a junior. Davis a junior, as I said. And finally, Kayla McGee a senior. And there's your starting lineups for the Hardin County Tigers tonight. And the lights come up. And it's time for basketball action.
Yeah, while we got him in, I want to remind everybody, Sports Talk in the morning at 9 a.m. Coach Geyer and hopefully Coach Kirk will be in with us. We'll get to talk about hopefully 2 wins tonight. But that'll be at 9 in the morning right here on 93.5 FM.
Sounds good to me.
I need to show you how to do that so you'll get up on Saturdays.
Me no understand. Not that I wouldn't enjoy it. But, all right, we're underway here while we're gabbing. And the Tigers have the basketball. They're controlling the tap here to begin the first quarter. Tigers get it over now to Davis. Davis back to J.T. Smith. Adamsville in the man-to-man. Dressed all in black. Like Johnny Cash out there.
Nice move.
There's a move as Davis took it through the lane, went straight to the glass, and nobody stopped him. He laid it up and in. Tigers take the early lead, 2-0. Down the floor come the Cardinals. They'll get it underneath, and a shot is going to be up and good. And these numbers are really hard to see. And I'm going to have to guess at that one. So, it's tied at 2, but the Tigers have it. Get it to McGee. In the corner now. Wilkes has it on the left side to McGee in the lane. Giving a pass up to about 4 feet away. Put up the hook shot and nailed it.
Little baby hook there. Baby Kareem.
Now the Cardinals come down the floor. The ball is stripped away. Picked up on the floor there by Davis. Davis into the forecourt, drives in, kicks it out on the left side out of Samples. He drives in, goes in, missed the layup, and a rebound's taken down by the Cardinals. And that was Burks with the rebound, and they're back on the attack now. I'm going to have to learn these numbers with faces quick with this team because you just can't see that red on the black. There's a three-pointer by Harmon. It's off no good. Rebound taken down by Wilkes. Nope, that's Davis. Davis over to J.T. Smith. He's in the forecourt. Now we're at Wilkes on the right wing. He's alive under to McGee. McGee fights for it, gets it back out to Wilkes for 3. Off the back rim, kicked into the left corner. Picked up by Davis to McGee. McGee at the free throw line, right side now to Smith. Back around they go. Sample with it on the left side. 5:48 left to go, first period. Tigers up 4-2. Smith to McGee in the circle. Back outside, giving the open 3 and taking it is Davis. He missed it, rattled out. Rebound taken down. Cardinals, they're running. Across the timeline to Harmon. Harmon to Steiger. Now on the right side and driving in, going up for the layup is going to be Burks, but it's blocked. Rebound picked up, I believe, by Samples. He got it off to J.T. Smith. And Smith is going to be called for going over and back.
He can't call that. The ball was tipped.
As Enzor attacked him at midcourt, and he had no choice but to step back in it. I don't know whether...
Well, the ball was tipped away from J.T.
That's what I thought, but they made the call. It's a backcourt violation. Give it to the Cardinals. Enzor underneath. Shot is off the glass. No good. Came back out. Rebound Smith. J.T. Smith in the forecourt. To Wilkes on the right side. Smith in the circle. On the left side, now to McGee baseline. He's on the left side. He has it stripped away. Stolen there by Steiger. Steiger out and going down for a snowbird layup is Bowles. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called on J.T. Smith.
Yeah, they're doubling down on Caleb. They're not going to let him beat them inside. But when they do that, that leaves somebody open at the three-point line. We got to start hitting some threes and pull them out.
If numbers mean anything, that's for sure. But to the line goes Bowles. First shot's off, no good. Tigers still up by 2. 6 points scored in the first half of the quarter so far. He missed the free throws. Rebound taken down by McGee. McGee over now to Samples. Smith to Samples at midcourt. He breaks the pressure. Smith to Samples. Back to Smith. They're playing catch. Smith takes a pick from McGee. Drives to the basket, goes up, misses a shot, but a whistle and a foul. That's going to put J.T. Smith on the line. That's going to be on Harmon. It's his first, team's first. Cardinals have one, Tigers have one now. Hardin County up 4-2, 4:22 left to go first period. Lady Tigers win earlier tonight. First shot by J.T. Smith's up and good. And he hit them both. So a 4-point lead, Hardin County, and they go to half-court pressure there. They work against Enzor, who goes over to Bowles. Bowles tries to pass it in on the right wing. It's going to be batted out of bounds by Tiger or Tigers unknown on that side. Give it to the Cardinals, side court. Inbound goes to Steiger. Throws it left wing. Bowles just barely turned around in time. He puts up the three. It's off, no good. McGee tips it, touches it. Now it's going to be caught out of bounds by a Cardinal, and that is Enzor gets caught trying to save it in, and the Tigers will see the half point of the first quarter expire with the 6-2 lead and the basketball. Smith down in the corner. They go to Davis. Davis drives, puts up the one-handed jumper. It's no good. Rebound. Wilkes outside now to Samples. His shot for three is no good. Rebound, take it down. Cardinals on the run. Bowles stops, turnaround jumper. Got it. And they call him for travel.
That was a good move that he made outside, but just took an extra step.
So Samples will inbound it for the Tigers. Full court man-to-man pressure being applied. Smith beats that easily on the left-handed dribble. Bobbles it a bit, regains control, drives down the lane, finds the side of the glass, lays it up and in. J.T. Smith now with 4, and now there's timeout on the floor. Adamsville as they trail 8-2 early. We'll take a pause here for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back in exactly 30 seconds. Okay, the Cardinals will take it out here with 3:23 left to go first period, trailing 8-2 at the hands of the Hardin County Tigers. And Tylen Irvin in the game. In comes Jackson Burdine. There's a tip away by Irvin and a steal by McGee, and Irvin comes back with it, and the Tigers get takeaway. And Burdine working outside, takes a pick from McGee. Kicks it in the corner to Irvin. Irvin drives the baseline, stops, tries to feed it back to McGee, but it's too many people in there, and it goes out of bounds. Touch last by the Cardinals. A good try. Just didn't quite get it done. Burdine inbound. Irvin on the left side now to Wilkes. That's JT, or rather Benson. Garrett Smith. Now underneath goes Wilkes, and he gets a layup inside, and he scores.
I thought that one was going to swirl out for a minute.
It took a couple of trips around the park before it went down. Enzor with it on the left side. Tigers up now by 8, 10-2. Cardinals struggling on the offensive end, having a hard time avoiding the takeaway or the turnovers. And now there's a shot for three by Enzor. It's off no good, but a whistle and a foul called on Garrett Smith. Out comes McGee, out comes Wilkes, in comes Nesbitt, and also, who else? Somebody else came back in. But the Tigers drop back on defense here, and Bowles gets it over now to Steiger. Steiger outside. And there's a 3-second call. Jacob Bowles just kind of wandering around underneath the basket. and was surprised that the whistle went off. The 3 seconds is the call. I got called with that all the time.
I don't know why they just won't let you hang around.
I
in there.
know. It looked like a building stuck in there.
Yeah.
The Tigers beat the pressure as Hardin goes on the dribble. A little exhibition, drives in the lane, about a 4-foot floating jumper, and he nailed it. So now there's a attempted steal on the inbound, and it's batted back out of bounds by the Tigers. Give it back to the Cardinals. They'll work it up the floor, trailing 12-2 now. Drive across the timeline.
Look at there.
Steiger has it stripped away. They're coming back the other way. Hardin has it now on the left side. I didn't see who got that steal.
No.
Now they got a call.
They called him. Yeah, that's terrible.
Was that a palming ball?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was turned away, and I couldn't see what he did, but it makes sense that that's what the call was, even though it probably wasn't right. But Enzor rather, in the backcourt. Here's a bumping foul. It's going to be called on Nesbitt, and
I know one thing, that move down here, you saw a glimpse of what that young man can do with a basketball when he turns on the jets and takes it.
He's just got to have some time to grow into himself. It's going to be a really nice job getting to watch him play. Enzor goes down on the baseline, and he butts it up against Garrett Smith and then fell backwards and traveled.
Well, he got in the spin cycle and spun himself right into a wall. So
1:21 left to go in the first. Tigers up by 10. And Tylen Irvin dribbling across the timeline, gets it in the lane, kicks it on the left side. Here's a three-pointer that's off and no good by Davis. Rebounds fought for, and is that a whistle and a foul?
Yeah, on Nesbitt over the top.
Nesbitt, that's too quick on Nathan. And maybe this means Carson Phillips will come in, yep. He's off the bench, and Nathan goes and sits down. It's 1:09 left to go first period, 12-2 Tigers. Cardinals with the basketball. Lobbed down, threw it away. Hardin gets the steal. Saved it inbounds. It's working way outside on the right side. Moves toward center court with just a minute left to go in the first quarter. Hardin, or rather Irvin with it on the left side now. Davis tries to hook it down to the right, and he loses it. And a breakaway layup is going to be affected, and what you wouldn't expect from this bunch is a slam dunk. They're not full of height at all, but they slammed it home. It's 12-4.
Good pass.
Hardin forces it in the lane, tries to go down on the low side there to Phillips, and it's going to be tapped away out of bounds.
Yeah, they collapsed on Jackson, and Phillips was open. He just couldn't handle it.
Cough it up, and Steiger will take the inbounds pass, give it over to Harmon. Now there's a whistle and another foul. These guys just do not mind calling fouls on you, do they?
They've blown that whistle enough tonight. I know that.
That was on Irvin, his first. And the Cardinals will take it out following the foul. No shooting. 14 seconds. There's a steal coming up with it. Garrett Smith. Then the loose ball. 4 players on the floor. And the whistle blows, and it'll be Cardinal ball with 11.2 seconds remaining in the first period, trailing 12-4.
Good hustle play by Garrett. Got over there, got on the floor. Thought he had a play, thought he had it. Knocked out of bounds, though.
I mentioned the pileup of people on the floor. Well, that is what set off this drying affair that's going on with the official wiping the perspiration up. Finally, the duties are done. And the Cardinals have 11 seconds to try to cut this 8-point lead. Of course, the Tigers can get a steal. They can extend the lead. They almost traveled out of bounds, but they got it into Enzor. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. Outside to Steiger. On the left side, here's a three-pointer by Bowles at the buzzer, and he banked it in. Banked it from the left side. Oh, my. And that is going to cut the lead to 5, and it couldn't have happened worse for the Tigers. But the first quarter's over. It's 12-7 Hardin County. We'll come back for the second quarter right after this. First quarter's come to a close, and the Tigers lead it 12-7. And Adamsville has the basketball to start the third, or the second, rather. I'm trying to skip a quarter here. And they bring it in. Down the floor comes Ensor. He drives on the baseline, puts up about a 5-foot running jumper. It's off no good. McGee gets the rebound, but a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on.
That's another one of those. It's called on 22 for them.
That's Burks, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those questionable. If he'd have let it go on, we would have had the basketball.
And scored probably, maybe a 3. But they didn't. Oh, the ball almost comes up into the upper deck. I hadn't seen that in a long time. We batted, the Cardinals batted it away, but it went over the players' bench and hit the railing of the upper deck. Tigers have it now. They get it over to Smith. JT on the left wing. Pass got tipped by the Cardinals and intercepted in the lane, and they're back down the floor now. With it is Harmon. Harmon drives, puts up a running jumper, and they're going to call him for charging.
That's a good play by Wheeler. He turned it over down here, then he came back and made a good hustle defensive play on the other end and get the ball back.
So, into the game for the Cardinals is Asa Baker, number 33. JT Smith dribbles down the floor for the Tigers with a 5-point lead, wanting to score here. Hadn't scored in a while. To Davis. Outside now to Wilkes. Wilkes to Davis on the left. Davis drives in, gets it to McGee. McGee throws it, dribbles it on his foot and kicks it out of bounds. Cardinals will take it out with the 1 minute gone here in the second period. No scoring so far. Inshore dribbling on the left side. Takes a pick from Burks, but didn't go anywhere. Back to Inshore. Now driving, putting up a shot is Bowles. It's off no good. Rebound. I think Davis had it. Got it over now to Davis. He's down on the floor underneath. McGee gets a kick-out pass or a kick-in pass from J.T. Smith, but it gets knocked out of bounds. Give it to the Tigers.
He got a foul. Caught it on 11.
And that's going to be on Enzor.
Yeah, I didn't even see him around the ball.
I didn't either. But stranger things have happened. Here's Wilkes. Lost it, got it back, put up a 3 from the left side. Yes, sirree. Willie Wilkes gets his 5th point on the night, and 16-7 now. There's a loose ball at midcourt. And it's picked up there by Steiger. Yeah, a whistle. And
official timeout.
Official timeout. They've still got moisture on the floor. I didn't see anyone fall there, did they?
That was in that same spot where they had a little scrum earlier.
Yeah. I guess they're probably a little freaked out by that slipping on the floor after the injuries tonight. So the inbounds will be made by Asa Baker following the officials' timeout. They get it to Steiger inside on the left side of Bowles. Bowles for three. It's off, no good. Rebound's going to be Wilkes. Touched it last as it goes out of bounds. Both teams crashing the boards pretty. There have been really no wide open rebounds all night long. There's a pass in to Bowles, who goes on the right side to Steiger on the left. He drives, stops halfway down, back out to Bowles. .546 now, 15-7. Tigers up. Steiger with it, head of the key. Cardinals working for a shot. Steiger drives down in the lane. 3 Tigers and 1 Cardinal on the floor.
Oh,
and now they're going to call a hell ball, or
well, they call it a hell ball, but Caleb actually had it in his lap when the whistle blew.
Smith takes the inbounds pass, goes over to head coach Ryan Geyer, got a word or two, then headed back into battle on the offensive end to get it to Davis. Now
Good
underneath
move.
to Wilkes. Wilkes slides right to left underneath, banked it home, and he is fouled.
That's a good move by Wheeler. Took the baseline, laid it up. They cleared it out for him, and he got to 2 and going to get rewarded.
And right now with a 10-point lead, another point cannot hurt. And all he's got to do is to throw it in from 15 feet. Got it. Yes. 18-7 now, biggest lead of the night for the Tigers. Enzor, guarded by J.T. Smith, gets it across the timeline and on the left side. Now Smith with it, Maddox Smith. A long three-pointer from the corner on the left side. I frankly couldn't see who it was because Coach Geyer was in the way. It's off, no good. Tigers get the rebound. They're back down the floor. And now a long three up and good by Wilkes. And that thing was from downtown Crump.
Yeah, and they get him hot.
There's a steal by Wilkes again. He comes through at midcourt, goes underneath, misses the shot. It's thrown to the floor.
Oh, no.
And now there's a whistle.
That's Tanner. I hope that's not. You know, he had an Achilles injury last year, and I hope that's not on that same leg.
So Tanner Davis exits. I was a little worried about Wilkes, the way he went to the floor and the way he got up. I didn't even see Davis.
Well, Davis landed on top of him.
Yeah. That's the best way to twist an ankle, that's for sure. Inbounds pass, trying to get it in to Garrett Smith, and it's stolen away. And the Cardinals end up with the basketball side court.
Well, he had a partial tear to his Achilles last year. I can't remember which foot it was on, his right or left. They're down there working on him right now. Hopefully he just twisted it.
Cardinals have it inbounds. Braxton Enzor with it on the left side. Goes and works against Smith. Bounce passes it in the lane. Coming up with it is Maddox Smith, and now a steal by Wilkes and a foul from behind, I believe. And to the line with the 1-and-1 is Wheeler Wilkes. Takes the ball. Serious look at the basket and knocks down the first free throw, which entitles him to the second one. And he hit them both. Wilkes with 12 now. Tiger lead is grown to 16. And Cardinals work it down the floor. They get it to Duke. Lost and then picked up by Wilkes. Wilkes goes underneath, finds Tylen Irvin gets an easy layup underneath, but Wilkes set it up. And it's 25-7. It's a pass and underneath and shot off no good by Baker. He was wide open for just a split second, but he didn't have much time to release it. Now there's a whistle. It's going to be on Irvin, his second. And to the line goes Asa Baker. And I'm thinking he's shooting two. I don't know. The 1-and-1 is in. Now they're drying up perspiration again. Is the roof leaking? Now they're finally getting the floor dry. Baker to the line, shooting two. Got the first one. Nathan Nesbitt checks in. Out comes Garrett Smith. Second shot's off, no good. Fight for the rebound in the corner. Kicked out, touched last by the Cardinals. And we've got just under 4 minutes left to go here in the second period. Hardin County leading 25-8. Jackson Burdine in the game now. Stops, guns, and hits a three from right off the right wing. And that, something we hadn't seen a whole lot of this year is Burdine from long distance. And while I'm talking about this, the Cardinals are trying to move it up the floor.
Not many
Burdine
people
looked good on that one.
Nobody wants to get in front of Caleb, do they, when he starts going after the basketball?
Yeah, they were throwing it into the forecourt, and Caleb got involved, and a lot of people retreated. The ball went out of bounds. Give it to the Cardinals, however. Driving along the baseline, block shot by McGee. Outlet pass stolen by to the Cardinals, and underneath goes. Darn if I can see his number. That's Harmon, and he gets a layup following the steal off of the outlet pass that McGee shoved down the floor. Wilkes now has it down under to Nesbitt, now to Irvin. Irvin has it. Shot won't go, and then there's a fight for it, a whistle, and a foul is going to be called on McGee. McGee is going to the sideline. He acted like he immediately was going to the sideline. And in comes Carson Phillips. The Tigers with Burdine, Wilkes, Nesbitt, Irvin, and Phillips on the floor right now. And they're saying the foul is going to be...
That's a 1-and-1.
A 1-and-1 on the other end. So they're moving everything down. With 2:50 left to go in the half, Tigers up by 18. So Reed Harmon shooting what now will be two shots as he hit the first one. Steiger back in the game. Also Folden, Skylar Folden. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Second shot is in and out, no good. Irvin with the rebound. Gets it out to Burdine. Burdine dribbles down. Stops on the right wing, goes back to Irvin. Cross court. They get it now to Wilkes down in the corner. Nesbitt for three, yes.
Was a tough shot.
Nesbitt hiding behind the edge of the backboard. Somehow negotiated it and brought it home. 20 points to lead now, 31-11. Reed Harmon.
Boy, he about walked, didn't he?
And Jacob Bowles got that one right back with a bomb from the left wing. He hit the three, and it's 31-14. Nice shot. Burdine goes back to Irvin at the head of the key on the other end of the floor. Burdine fakes the three, instead goes back to Irvin, now way across court now to Wilkes. Wilkes kicks it off now to Nesbitt. Nesbitt over to Irvin. Now to Burdine. He's on the baseline, goes in for the shot, and he's going to draw the foul.
Hey, that was a good, tough play right there. That time he got a body into him and drew the foul.
Yeah, it's good to know a kid this young with not a great deal of stature can go toe-to-toe with the guys inside. And the first shot by Burdine is up and good. Yeah, he reminds me of somebody. Don't know who.
Well, it's not me.
As he sinks the second of two free throws. Got 7 points tonight, and the Tigers lead 33-14. If you're wondering, a minute and 31 seconds left to go here in the half. Steiger with it. Gets down on the baseline and moves it back out towards center court. On the left side out of Enzor. Here's a long three put up. That's off and no good by Harmon. Fight for the rebound, kicked around, finally picked up by Burdine. He's in the forecourt. Catches Irvin following behind him. Now they'll set up shop here with 1:02 remaining. Don't want to do anything stupid. Got to get points here. Can't keep flopping up and down the floor.
Well, they're wanting to hold it. Adamsville don't want to let them hold it.
That's exactly what I had in mind, was just take advantage of this clock and at least don't give up any lead. Burdine goes underneath, driving in with the shot that rolls over. Is Ben Benson. Rolled right over the what do you call that flat thing on the backside of the rim?
The iron.
The back of the iron. Back of the iron. Well, I don't know. It's probably got some kind of a name, and I never heard.
Well,
but anyway, rolled.
The flat thing.
it couldn't have. It couldn't just gone like 2 inches the other way.
Wouldn't matter. He got hit with a charge.
Cardinals, if you're wondering, the Cardinals have got the ball now, and they're working on the other end. There's a steal by, I thought that was going to be a snowbird by Burdine, but they're going to call, I think,
I think they called a charge on somebody.
The official's having trouble getting where he can see the score.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on folding. It's going to be on folding blocking. So it will be 24 seconds left. Tigers set to get underway here once we get all the bodies off the court. And I mean bodies standing up. Burdine walks to midcourt, steps on a Tiger tooth. Goes left and back to the right. 13 seconds. Drives in. Going to catch Irvin underneath, but he can't do anything with it. Goes instead for a three-pointer. It's going to be off that rim up into the framework out of bounds by Nesbitt. Nathan Nesbitt tried that same shot he hit a minute ago. Just couldn't get it to go. So 33-14, 5.5 seconds left, and Cardinals get it across the timeline. They'll stop and gun one at the buzzer. It's off, no good. And
I thought he'd hit it.
Hit it too. When it left, it looked like it was on the money, but Braxton Enzor misses desperation three-pointer at the horn, and it's 33-14. Tigers in control here over the Adamsville Cardinals, but it's halftime. We've got a lot more basketball coming your way, so stay with us here on K93. We'll be back after these messages from our gracious sponsors.
I don't know.
Well, we were going to do. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. We are messing up the effects on the floor. Bill, turn the light off. Let's take another break. We'll come back here in just a minute with the Tiger Report when they turn the lights back on. We'll be back right after this.
That would have been bad.
All right, welcome back to Hardin County basketball. It's halftime. Hardin County 33, Adamsville 14. It's time for the Tiger Report. Miss Haley Hardin is here to get us caught up on all the other action around Hardin County High School.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. On Tuesday night, the Tiger basketball teams hosted Fayette Academy at McCaleb Welch Gymnasium. The girls lost a close one, 50-46. Reese Harville led all scorers with 12 points. Neely Barrier had 9, Ashton Davis 8, Bailey Gamble 7, Mackenzie Stanfield 6, and Haley Hardin 4. The boys got a big win, 55-31. Every varsity Tiger scored. Wheeler Wilkes and Caleb McGee each had 12 points apiece. Tanner Davis 5, Garrett Smith, Ben Benson, J.T. Smith, Jackson Burdon, and Carson Phillips each had 4 points. And Duke Samples, Tylen Irvin, and Nathan Nesbitt all added 2 points. Congratulations to all of our Tigers. Next week, the Tigers and Lady Tigers have one game. On Friday, they'll travel to Central Heights, Alabama to take on Central High School. Last Saturday, the HHS Bowlers competed in the TSSAA individual qualifying for the state tournament. Congratulations to Ava Alexander and Wesson Heath for winning sectional championships. Also, congrats to the following bowlers for becoming state tournament eligible: Emily King, Millie Brumley, Macy Brumley, Addie Alcott, Caitlin Woodard, Isabella Woodard, Eliza Brown, Evie Mitchell, Hannah Screws, Aubrey Garton, Alexis Stewart, Peyton Napper, Chandler Cossey, Jacob Smith, Ben Howard, and Eli Northcutt. The bowling teams were back in action at Lexington on Tuesday. The girls won 23-0. High games went to Millie Brumley with a 224, Ava Alexander 211, and Macy Brumley the 198. Congratulations, Tigers. The boys also dominated Lexington, winning 23-0. High gains went to Chandler Cossey with a 254, Peyton Napper a 248, and Jacob Smith 235, and Ben Howard 221. Congratulations to these Tigers. If you can't make it out to Central Heights next Friday night, be sure to tune in right here on K93 or watch on YouTube at /93. Be sure to stay tuned into Boys Halftime for the Tiger Radio Sports Recap with yours truly, Haley Hardin.
Haley, it's rare that our bowling team ever goes to the state, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it never happens.
It never happens,
really
does
rare,
it? Yeah.
very rare.
I mean, my goodness. Is this their first time or maybe their 15th
we're
time?
just not really a bowling school,
Yeah.
so it just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, I know. Goodness gracious. I mean, I don't know why they just don't. Why do they even make them go through the tournament?
I know.
Just go, y'all come on.
Yeah.
Well, you had an outstanding game and a big win for the Lady Tigers. And I thought, well, when Reese went down, I thought, oh man, this is this is not good.
That's what we all were saying, but right when she did that, I made we all came together.
Yeah.
And like they think they've got us beat now that she's gone, so we've got to make sure that they don't. That's not the case. And
well, Coach Burnham was up here earlier while the boys were warming up before the game, and he said he was proud of you and Bailey for stepping up as seniors. And hitting some threes, and Bailey hitting the free throws.
At the end really sealed the deal. So that was really good.
And it's always sweet to beat Adamsville.
Always. Oh, yeah. There's one team to beat. It's them.
Yeah, well, congratulations. It was a great win. Y'all played well on Tuesday night against a really good Fayette Academy team.
Yeah.
Their center, she was a little hard to handle, had 35 of their 50 points.
I know. I know.
And it wasn't like she's knocking down threes either. She did it all inside.
I know.
Of course, we helped her out a few times. She had we didn't get back on defense, but y'all play some really good basketball now. The first half of Dyersburg, the Fayette Academy game, and then putting 4 quarters together here.
Yeah, I think we just are keep on improving. That's what we're going to have to do.
Yep. Good job. Good win. It's always good to win against Adamsville at home and on a Friday and right before Christmas.
That's so right.
All right, Haley, great job as always. We'll take a timeout. We'll have the second half tip. You're listening to Hardin County Basketball right here on 93.5 FM. Back after this.
All right, 33 rather to 14, the halftime score. Tigers in the driver's seat right now. The Cardinals will have the basketball to begin the third period of play. For Adamsville, scoring, Jacob Bowles had 7, and Reed Harmon had 3 to lead the scorers. For the Tigers, led by Wheeler Wilkes with 12, and he's followed by Jackson Burdine with 7, and a host of players with 2 each. So we're underway here.
The most concerning thing is, Bill, I didn't mean to interrupt, I don't see Tanner Davis on the floor at all, and I don't see him he is on the sideline over there.
As the Cardinals work it in the paint, Brian Burks puts up a 2-foot jumper. He hit it. And it cuts it to a 17-point lead now. As Samples goes in the right corner now to Wilkes. Back outside now to Garrett Smith. On the left side now is Duke. Samples. And now the long cross-court pass to go underneath. McGee spins, fires, scores.
Man, nice move.
He moved to the left, came back to the right, fired it home. 35-16 now. Both teams scoring on their first trips down the floor. There's a pass over to Ensor. Ensor in the paint, tries a turnaround jumper, can't get it away. We'll kick it back outside to Bowles, who's on the dribble going one-on-one with Wilkes. Here's a three-point shot. It's off, no good. Rebound, batted away, and recovered by the Cardinals. Outside now to Bowles on the right side. 6:34 just underway here, third period. 35-16 Hardin County. Harmon tries to get shots blocked by Wilkes. Loose ball's picked up by the Cardinals, however, and they'll retain possession. Duke goes underneath, and here's a whistle and I think a pushing foul. Now they're
It's going to be on the floor, I think. It's
checking with the backside official to see what happened. Now they're going to call a foul. It's going to.
Well, he got fouled way out here at the free throw line, continued in. Oh, man.
Garrett Smith and to the line is Steiger shooting 2. First one's off, no good. Out comes Garrett Smith, and in comes Tylen Irvin.
Yeah, that's Garrett's third foul.
And the second shot's off, no good as well. And coming up with it, it's McGee. 35-16 now, Tigers with the basketball. Early in the third period, driving down, getting 2 is J.T. Smith. And he did it the hard way. A short guy down in the middle of the trees found an opening and scored 37-16. Crossing the lane and double dribbling, I think, was in short. Maybe McGee touched the ball. They save it and they get it outside now to Reed Harmon. Harmon backs up several steps. Looking in, gets it to Asa Baker. Baker over on the left wing. Now a whistle and a charging foul called, offensive possession foul call. And it's going to be on Asa Baker. Tried to throw a pick, I think, and was moving. So the Tigers will take it out. Smith goes down on the other end. Irvin on the left wing. He tries to force a bounce pass down to McGee, and it gets kicked away by Steiger. They're going to give the ball to the Tigers' side court. And Irvin takes that inbounds pass to Smith. Smith goes to the right side, throws it right into the hands of a Cardinal, and down the floor they come with the shot that's off, no good. And Steiger is going to end up picking up 2 right there, and he's fouled in the process.
Yeah, we're getting a little sloppy.
Foul is going to be on Duke Sample. That's Duke's second foul. And to the line goes Steiger to shoot for the three-point play, and he missed it. Rebound taken down by the Tigers. Now they go to Irvin. Now back outside with it and working with his J.T. Smith on the left side. Now to Irvin. Irvin run into, literally slammed by Jamal Steiger. And I think people in Tallahassee saw that foul. Jacob Bowles will, no, they're giving the ball to the Cardinals. I guess they call that, I don't know who they call that on. But Injor's down on the other end. Tigers hanging on to a 37-18 lead, but they've got me screwed in the floor here. Steiger drives down, slants, nice move there, moving left to right, and posted and put up a deuce right there. Banked her home. It's 37-20. It's a 17-point lead. McGee has it, head of the key to Sample. Now to McGee. Right side now. Irvin. And another whistle and another foul call. That's on Steiger, too. He's got 3 now. And they go to Irvin, head of the key, or the Tigers do, and then they go to McGee down on the baseline, and he gets shoved. I don't know what that call was.
Well, it was
literally blown away from the back, and the ball goes out of bounds, and they give it to, I don't understand that.
Yeah, that ball was knocked away from him. They give it to the
Unbelievable. But across the timeline goes Bowles. Bowles puts up a 3. Man, he knocked that one down.
He's a good player for them. He's
got 10
been,
now.
Yeah, I was going to say he's been most of their offense.
37-23. Tigers allowing them back in this game. They don't tighten up here. As Smith Sample in the lane, kicks it back to Smith. Open three, missed it. Got his own rebound, though. Now to Wilkes. Wilkes drives in the lane, going to go up for the shot, and he has the ball stripped, and a foul is going to occur in the meantime. And Asa Baker gets his third foul. And that's going to put one Wheeler Wilkes on the line to shoot two. As you might expect, the first one's cleanly in the cotton. Sample sits down. In comes Jackson Burdine. Couldn't get it out. Wilkes set for the second free throw. Nailed it. 39-23 now. And the Cardinals bring it down the floor. They kick it over to Steiger and then another of those bomb three-pointers put up by Jacob Bowles. He's got 13 now. And I'm beginning to think Steve was right. Now there's only a 13-point difference here. J.T. Smith crosses, goes over to Wilkes. Wilkes back outside of Burdine. Now Wilkes takes a pick, and now it's back to Burdine on the right side. Burdine drives in, goes in, scores. NBA-esque. Left the floor, came down with 2 feet, and laid it up and in. Nice move by Burdine. 41-26. Here's a three-pointer put up by Baker. It's no good. Rebound, McGee. And Caleb McGee has pretty well been kept out of this game. They have put a tremendous amount of pressure on him. Meanwhile, Irvin has the ball at the head of the key. Takes a pick from McGee. Goes to Burdine in the corner right side. Down to 2 minutes left to go in the third here. Tigers up by 15. Now J.T. Smith drives. High banker, no good. Rebound, McGee, put it up and in. So just as I said we hadn't heard from Caleb, we hear from him directly. Across the timeline goes Enzor. He's stuck on the high post. Lobs shot in. I don't know whether they're going to count this or not. They're going to call it on McGee, a foul on McGee. And it had to occur before the shot. So it will be Cardinal basketball, trailing 43-26. 1:43 left to go in the third. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast of Hardin County High School basketball. As the Cardinals work it inbound to get in as a baseline jumper. It's off, no good. Rebound, McGee. Caleb McGee cleans the boards, gets it to Burdine. Burdine down the floor to Irvin on the left wing. Cross court now to McGee on the right side. Back outside to Burdine. 1:27. Burdine in a little trouble. Gets it over now to Wilkes. Wilkes comes over, takes possession of the basketball, kicks it in the corner, and they're going to call Irvin, Tylen Irvin, with traveling as he fake stepped and out-faked himself a bit. It's kind of a tiny call. I don't know. Wasn't very obvious. Folks in Tallahassee couldn't have seen that one. But 43-26 is now the score, and the Cardinals will bring it down the floor. Maddox Smith with it. And Inzer working. Now another three-pointer by Bowles is off, no good. And it's going to be, they're going to allow it to go out of bounds without being touched. Give it to the Tigers. Backcourt, 59 seconds left in the quarter. Tigers seemingly in control, but have got to play heads-up ball here. So Burdine kicks it back outside to Samples. Now to McGee. He kicks it out to Samples, and now we're on the right wing with Burdine. 39 seconds. Samples down in the corner now to Wilkes. Wilkes dribbles from the right side out to the right wing. Now to Burdine in midcourt. Now both of them, Burdine and Wilkes, are at midcourt. Wilkes attempts to drive, and he's going to be fouled in the process. That's Bowles on the foul, I believe. And they're going to give it to the Tigers side court with 23 seconds left to go in the third period. McGee on the right wing. McGee drives down to the baseline, turns to go to the basket, has it stripped, picked up there by Samples. Now to Nesbitt, back to Samples. Samples to Nesbitt in the corner again. Now they will work it out to Burdine. Burdine kicks it over to Wilkes. Wilkes underneath, goes under. It's going to go up for the bank shot, has it blocked, but he's fouled. And Wheeler Wilkes is going to go to the line. Foul's going to be on Maddox Smith, his first. Into the line goes Wheeler Wilkes, and he'll be shooting 2. Got the first one. He's got 15 now. In comes Phillips, out comes McGee. Second shot by Wilkes is good. Right now he's 5 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. And here's a long shot at the buzzer. It's off no good. Finally, another effort as Burdine gets a hold of it, throws it up, but it's too high and too hard, and that'll be the end of the third period. 45-26, your third period score. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after these words from our sponsors. Stay with us. The fourth quarter is underway. The Tigers have the basketball, and they're working with it around the free throw circle. Irvin puts up a running jumper on the baseline. It's off no good, but a whistle and a foul is going to be called. And that's going to be Steiger. It's his third foul, they're saying now. And Tyler Irvin's going to the line to shoot 2. The first shot is good. So the Tigers up by 20 with just under a quarter to go. They can just hang on here and play even from here on out. They got it one. Second shot by Irvin's off no good. Rebound is covered by Garrett Smith, and he kicks it outside to Irvin, and he and looks like Harmon will battle for it at midcourt. Goes out of bounds. Touch last by Harmon. Give it to the Tigers. Go down the corner to Wheeler Wilkes. Wilkes over now to Nathan Nesbitt. Nesbitt to McGee. High post. Has it batted away and then saved inbounds right back to McGee. Now going under is Smith for the layup. He missed it. Rebound got kicked out to Irvin, and the Tigers retain possession. They'll get another shot at it. More importantly, they're using up this clock here with 7:07 left to go, leading by 20. They go now to Nesbitt in the corner on the left side. Now to Irvin on the right wing. Irvin splits the double team, goes in. He's going to draw another foul. That's 4 on Steiger. And to the line will go Tyler Irvin. He gets another shot at this free throw thingy. And it was a 1-and-1, but he hit it, so it's academic. .6:55 left, 47-26 Tigers. And he misses the second shot. It's now 47-26. Cardinals get the rebound. Now they're on the other end working with Ensor on the dribble. Goes to Steiger on the left wing. And an attempted drive there by Harmon and loses it. McGee comes up with the loose ball and gets it out to Irvin. The Tigers are back on the offensive end. Now to J.T. Smith on the left side to Irvin. McGee just outside the lane on the right. Out to Irvin. Smith drives, goes up, tries to wedge one in from the left side. It's off no good, but he's going to go to the line. And I believe I was on Bowles. That'll be on his second. To the line goes Smith. First shot's off, no good. 6:10 remaining. We don't play again for a week. And then we go to Central Alabama a week from tonight. Smith gets on the scoreboard with his second free throw there. It's 48-26 now. And the Cardinals come down the floor. Ensor, who has done most of the play making for the Cardinals tonight, goes to Steiger. Steiger in the paint. Turns, moves, slides down, puts up the left-hander, and nailed it. That's a beautiful move by Steiger that time. Got it to go and cut the lead to 20. Tigers with the basketball. J.T. Smith giving the three. Instead gives it over now to Garrett Smith. Back to Samples, and driving down with it is Burdine, who had it momentarily, and it's got stripped away. Loose ball picked up by the Cardinals. They're back to the other end, and now there's a whistle, and a foul is going to be called on J.T. or Garrett Smith, rather.
Yeah, it's going to be his fourth.
So Garrett Smith now has 4 fouls, and that is not good. Cardinals will take it out baseline following the foul. Trailing by 20. Right at 5 minutes left to go in the game. Here's a three-pointer from the left corner. In and out. No good rebound. J.T. Smith. Smith outlet pass. Fast break started by Wilkes. Will he be able to complete it? No. He pushes it back now to Smith on the left. He goes to Burdine on the right. Spin move. Goes up for the shot and can't get it away, but he will go to the charity stripe. That was on Harmon, I believe. So, to the line goes Burdine to shoot 2. The first shot is good. So Burdine's got 10 already tonight. Can make it 11 with the second free throw. Yeah. Right on 5 minutes left in this game. Exactly 5 minutes left in this game. Second shot, missed it. Rebound, Cardinals.
You're good at that.
Baker. Thank you. Good to know we're good at something. With Harmon dribbling on the right side, goes to Baker, the head of the key. Here's a long three-pointer. It's off, no good. And the rebound is going to be picked up there by Ben Benson, who's in for the Tigers. J.T. Smith goes to Nesbitt in the corner. He tries to feed it underneath to Phillips. Phillips finally in the paint, kicks it back outside to Burdine. Burdine drives in, goes in, takes a skip step, put the shot up in the air, and took it home.
Another good, strong move.
Jackson Burdine with his 12th point tonight, and he's becoming more and more a factor in every game he plays. And now there's a, they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Phillips, who did absolutely nothing wrong. It looked to me like the kid leaned into him as they were moving, and they're going to give the Cardinals the basketball out with 4:09 left to go in this game, 51-28. Not much doubts who's going to win this, but you always want to milk it for everything you can get when you're playing the Cardinals. Reed Harmon scores from the paint, puts up a little jumper from about 8, and it's 51-30. Burdine going to be bumped and fouled out there by Ryan Burks. That'll be his second foul. And Burdine goes to the line to
use
dim it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking about the scheduling, and it's kind of weird. We had this last year where we had a week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks off in between games. We're going to have one of those coming up. You're going to play tonight, and it's going to be another week before you see the floor again. And then we're going to have a bunch right in a row right before Christmas.
And they're all going to be away.
Yeah, and they're all going to be away. So. That's right.
Now, we've only got really 2 more away games before Christmas, so it's not that bad. But, a lot of home games before the Christmas break this time. Duke drives in the lane, goes in, puts the shot up, missed it, got his own rebound. That's Burks with the rebound, and he's fouled from behind. And the foul's on Benson. First shot by Burks is off, no good. Second shot is, however, and it's 53-31 now. Crowd has thinned appreciably, particularly on the lower level. Students have all gone home. Here's a three-point shot or a long shot. He might have been on the line by Benson in the corner, but off nonetheless. And the Cardinals with the rebound. They're back on the other end with 3 minutes left to go in the game now. Duke over. Here's Baker for a long three. No good. Rebound put up and in. And that was Burks with the rebound and the stick back. Still a 20-point Tiger lead with 2:46 remaining. Almost a steal at midcourt as Harmon almost got away with it. But Burdine took it in, going to the right side of the goal, just switched hands and laid it up on the other side. Nifty move. He's got 17 tonight. His best performance thus far this year. As the Cardinals work it to Burks in the corner, now out to Mouty, who's checked in, Caden Mouty. And Reed Harmon doing a little dribble exhibition, whistle and a foul call with 2:09 remaining. Foul's going to be on Irvin, his third.
Well, with Tanner out, Jackson's getting a lot more playing time. Tylen's getting a lot of playing time. Garrett is as well. And I see him over there. He's on the sideline. He's got ice on his, I think it's his left ankle, but I think it's on the front part of it.
With him sitting there on the end away from it looks like awfully thin on that Tiger bench, right?
Yeah, we need him. He's a good offensive player. Well, he's a good defensive player as well. He's aggressive, makes us go. So I hope maybe just a week of rest, he'll be fine.
A lane violation when Harmon was starting to shoot his 1-and-1, and there will be Tiger basketball as a result. Burdine underneath to Phillips. Backs up, Slants left and then back to the right. Scored. Nice shot by Carson Phillips.
He's another young one. What is he, sophomore?
Junior.
Junior. But he hadn't played a lot, and he's clocked a lot of good minutes here in this first half of the season.
1:36 now. Harmon working outside. Just a matter of running the clock off on this one. It's a Tiger win in waiting. Phillips gets the rebound off of a long three-point shot. Loose ball gets out. It's going to be picked up there by Ben Benson. Now on the left wing, here's Smith. Garrett Smith for three. Shot comes off. Long rebounds picked up by the Tigers. Burdine with it now. Head of the key. Now Benson drives, goes up for the shot, has it blocked. Cardinals are going the other direction. Dribbling with it and kicking it is Burks, and it looks like it's going to be Tiger basketball from the old kick the ball penalty. Can't kick basketball. Sad. Burdine with 53 seconds steps on the midcourt line. Goes over to Benson. Benson in the lane, splits a double team. He's going to go up for a shot, and he's not going to be allowed to. The ball squirts away. It goes out of bounds. I think the officials have finally decided that personal fouls don't really matter at this point. The inbound, Benson puts up a three. Got it. Yeah, Ben Benson.
Good for Ben.
Wanted on the scoreboard in the worst way, and he got it with 38 seconds left to go in the game. Tigers up now by 27 points. And now there's a driving shot by the Cardinals. It's off, no good. And I suppose there's someone that cares that there's a foul on Ben Benson. But
well, they got Garrett. That's his fifth. He's got to sit down.
I thought he said 4. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Actually, I sit corrected. First shot is up and good. That is Harmon. Is it a 3?
Yeah. That is a 3.
Okay. And he hit both of them. That's bad. All right, 24 seconds left. It's 60-35. Burdine in the corner right near midcourt, just running off a clock, and 12 seconds. There's going to be no attempt to stop the clock from here on. 60-35 is going to be your final score. And that's it. The Tigers win it 60-35. Yep. And Lady Tigers win it 54-49. So anytime you can take a pair from the Adamsville Cardinals, it's a good night.
Yeah, 2 good wins, and it was good to see the Lady Tigers get a win in a close ball game, and that's going to help them down the road with the injury to Reese. And they had to step up. Their seniors did step up, and good for them. And made the plays. And then tonight you saw a Tiger team that came out here too. They were aggressive, kind of had a lull there for a minute, then got our offense back on track. And Young Jackson had a big night tonight. What was it? End up 17-18 tonight?
He's got 17. Yeah.
17 tonight. Good night for him. Wheeler Wilkes got on track. He had a couple of threes tonight, made some really good defensive plays as well. Good to see him get on track. And, I hope Tanner is okay. We need him as we move throughout this season, especially when we get into district play. But unfortunately, looks like an ankle maybe. I hope it's an ankle, and I just can't remember from last year on his Achilles that he had trouble with and had a partial tear, I think, and had to have some work done on it. They didn't even know he was going to play until the end of the year last year. They thought he was going to be out until this year. And so I hope that's not it, and that he'll get a week of rest and can come back Friday. But 2 good wins over your rival. Good Friday night. good way to end a Friday night, and then we'll head into next week. Sports Talk in the morning. Both coaches should be in. We'll talk about these wins as well. And been a good week of basketball, really. Lady Tigers go 1-1. The boys go 2-0.
You got that right, Sahib. Good analysis. The Lady Tigers fall tonight. Let's real quickly, because I don't think I had time to go over the scoring for the first game tonight, but make sure I've got the right sheet here so I can do that. For the Cardinals, the leading scorer was Katie Johnson with 13. Kyla Sanders with 17. Katie Johnson with 13. Cammie Atkins had 7. Lee Owens had 4. Kayla Godwin had 3. Shelby Harris had 3. And Mackenzie Luna had 2. For the Lady Tigers, leading scorer was Haley Hardin with 16. Bailey Gamble with 13. Followed by Reese Harville with 8. Clara Callahan had 4. Ashton Davis had 4. And I left Neely Barrier. She had 9. So Neely was further up the stack there with a really good game. Now, for the Tigers tonight, the leading scorer, as I said, was I got to get the right screen on. Move that off and go to this. Leading scorer tonight was Jackson Burdine with 17. He was followed closely by Wheeler Wilkes with 16. So the two of them accounted for 33 points. It's a good night for the tandem. Also scoring is Caleb McGee with 6. Tylen Irvin with 5. J.T. Smith with 6. Tanner Davis had 2 before his injury. Nathan Nesbitt had 3. And Ben Benson had a 3 there in the fourth quarter. And that just about wraps. Oh, Carson Phillips had 2, so I don't want to leave him out. Good game, and we're looking forward to going over to Adamsville before long and seeing what happens over there. But I don't expect it to change appreciably. Tough luck, it's a double hit when you lose Reese Harville and Tanner Davis in the same night. But all you can do is just kind of go back to the floor tomorrow and start working on next week.
Yeah, next man up. You just got to go, and I hope both of them are all right. I hope Reese's didn't look good. It's a knee, and I'm sure they'll have it evaluated. I don't know if they'll be able to before Monday, but, if they do, I hope it's nothing serious, and hopefully she can come back before the end of the year. But we'll see.
Okay, that about wraps it up for us here at McCaleb Welch tonight. As Lady Tigers win at 54-49. The Tigers win 60-35 over the Adamsville Cardinals. And we'll be talking at you in Sports Talk in the morning, and see you next Friday night when we go to Central Alabama. So for Steve Carnell and my good buddy Steve Smith, this is Bill Sharp saying good night, Tiger fans. Have a good one.